Well, hello, and welcome to Q&A Thursday, where I'm going to scoot over a little bit, move myself a little closer to center. There we go. That's nice. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Dane. It's been a pleasure,
It really has.
It's been a pleasure sitting
here. It's a little
here.
different being a twofer instead of a treefer, but, we make it work.
Sometimes three is a crowd, and we got to kick him out of here, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine, though.
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine.
I've seen the videos.
Welcome, everybody, to Q&A Thursday, where we answer your detailing questions, but typically we go a little off track, and we talk about some other things, but it's a lot of fun, right? We have 2 hours of fun, because it is Friday Eve, regardless of Mr. Levi Gates not being here, because he's down in beautiful Monterey, California, for Monterey Car Week.
He's not quite Southern California, but he's getting there.
Oh, he's in the deep south right now. I mean, he's absolutely down in the deep south, and so I told him to watch out for them alligators. Watch out for the fan boats.
Don't get hit by one.
You just never know what those I guess what those backwood areas are like, right?
There's some pretty interesting characters who like to live out in the woods.
Yeah, that's true. There's just pretty interesting characters in California in general. So you never know what you're going to get. So he is down with the other half of our TRC Media crew. He's with Anthony Blaine. He's also with Jimmy. And then he's also with Josh Petro. And they're down there having a blast. I mean, they went to the Jet Center for 2 days. And they did the setup, did a bunch of detailing, got things ready for the auction.
You know what the craziest thing about that whole deal was?
What's that, Dane?
They threw an insane cars and private planes party just for Jimmy's 21st. I thought that was impressive.
That's incredible. I mean, what a way to to start your 21st birthday. Right?
It was literally his 21st birthday that day. So it really, it's something else.
I told him to stay away from the Cougars.
Well,
I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about the live Cougars that they release.
I was say I don't know how many mountains are around there, but
he's gonna have a ton of fun. I told him that if he ends up not coming back, right, and finds a nice home down there, right, with an older woman, I mean, we don't blame him. He's gonna have a good time.
Sure, what a way to start the show, huh, guys? Okay.
So, some little bit of housekeeping that we have to do. With Levi being gone, I'm not going to take the cat out of the bag necessarily. I'm just going to shake up that bag a little bit with the cat in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the sound effects, Dave.
Yeah, why not?
So, as you guys know, we've been talking about this mystery coating for the last
you're going there,
several months. I think that this mystery coating will be revealed sooner than expected.
Like, how much sooner?
Stick around for like another week.
That soon?
Stick around for like another week, Dane. See what happens. So
that seems very
things
soon.
Started lining up pretty fast, and we should be able to release this thing.
We can finally talk about it.
This new thing. I think I've already said too much. I said brand.
Oh my god!
That's not good.
You just let that.
Oh my gosh! But just keep your eye out.
You're blowing it, man.
Next Wednesday, next Thursday, next Friday is gonna be a pretty busy day for us. Thursday's Q&A should be pretty lively, should be pretty fun, and we should be able to answer all the questions that have been going around about this particular thing. So that is a big thing on our radar right now.
That's got to be the biggest.
We're going to get some teasers out there. Nobody's guessed it.
No.
I don't think they could guess it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they could. There have been a lot of guesses, and a lot of people have been very confident with those guesses.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to say they're confidently wrong so far.
Yeah. And it's different. This is different than anything that we've ever released. This is different than anything that I believe is currently on the market. And it's definitely going to be a big game changer, I think, for a lot of detailers out there. And I think it's going to be something that is going to grow pretty damn quick. So I'm excited. So next, keep an eye out for next Thursday, next Wednesday. Sign up for the email blast, or sign up for the email at theradcompany.com. It's called The Details. And then you'll get blasted, right? No. We don't spam.
That's how to blast it.
Out an email. I think really only during sales and special occasions. We don't just email you just to email you.
No.
So
I'm not going to waste your time. What are you talking about? I mean,
unless
this
you want
doesn't
us
count,
to, right?
but...
Do you want some private emails from Dane? Maybe Dane can try to sell you his 1960 Thunderbird via email. Right?
I'm gonna stick to doing my streams on my own time, and like for those of you who tuned in, thank you, by the way. But yeah, no, I'll just make that my thing. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, that's how you're gonna sell your 1960 Thunderbird.
To find the weird, area where these two, different lives just happen to cross paths, and oh my God, somebody who happens to be into a young enough, hip enough thing as live streaming is also into buying classic cars.
Dane, I have a feeling that once you do sell that car, it will continue to follow you throughout life. Like, you're just going to be sitting on your back porch or whatever it is, and you're going to hear this low rumble, and then this Thunderbird is going to kind of creep along down Hill Road and just peek out, and you're gonna say, "Oh my God, there it is!"
But I'm like the
away.
I'm like the very polite, kind, and transparent version of no lowballers. I know what I have because I'm not willing to go as low as some of these people are trying to get me to go. It just won't happen. I will hold on to it.
You got to get on your knees in life, and you got to just. You got to go low.
I'm not sinking to that level. And speaking of sinking to that level, why don't we start off with a cliche at this point? How we start things off here in the comment section. Dan
Pfeiffer with a
blasting us into the stratosphere.
Afternoon, TRC gang, and happy Friday Eve.
Yes.
Here's a big word up from Minnesota, USA. What's up with Levi being on vacation all the time now? Right? I know, that's what we're saying. We're stuck here holding down the fort. He's off traveling the world, doing great things. But you know what?
Yeah.
For honest, me and Dane, we're not upset with not going on trips. I mean, I
once in a while.
I like going out. It's fun.
It's cool to just hang back and see somebody else have fun.
When we have the trio, when it's me, Dane, and Levi, it's always a story. It's always
it really is.
It's always a thing, and it's always fun. And so we'll have more trips. Obviously we're looking forward to SEMA. Me and Dane will be going to SEMA, but Levi and part of the gang, and actually even Dane will be going to Automechanica. So they're going to be going
Germany.
Das Germany. That's not a thing, right?
I feel like anything I say is just going to come across as way too 1942, so we're just not going to say that.
Well, Dane, just keep the hand movements down.
We're keeping them firmly under the table. Yikes.
There. Don't say hi to the crowd. So,
hey, I know that guy.
So they're going to be going to Automechanica, and that's going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And I am jealous of all the food that they're going to be eating, but we'll be looking forward to SEMA, which is going to be an awesome time. Our booth is already planning our booth layout. Levi's already kind of mapped it out. The car we're getting there is going to be freaking awesome. The company that we're going to have there is awesome as well. It's going to be a blast.
We're going to have an icon of a car in the booth.
I hope it's an icon.
Assuming I won't say what it is, because if it changes, that'll be a bummer. But if it's what I think it is, it will be an icon.
So next up here we have Casper, the friendly ghost, pop in and saying, "What up, guys?" And then we have next up
page
here.
2.
Gosh, these comments are rolling in. It's almost like you guys like me and Dane more than Levi.
I mean, we're vibing. We got a thing going.
I mean,
when we're not sailing the high seas over, intercoms and talking mad smack about fellow pirates, I get it. But
that's true.
Yeah.
But I will say, though, that...
Dino, what's up?
There was a time where we did I did a poll for the podcast for the Q&A just to see, who's some of your favorite characters. And it was unfortunate to see that Levi was like top of the list. Everybody liked Levi, and me and Dane were like right.
That's because Levi's the OG on this channel. Like, people didn't see me because I was the one behind the camera. He was the one in the frame. So
yeah, that's true. That's true, and he does come up with all the great ideas.
Literally every single one
for the company.
All of them.
Moving on, Alex Stewart
He's
says,
not better at all.
We'll catch the live later. I hope you have a great day, Anthony.
Ooh.
Oh, Alex, what are you doing here?
Hey, I like that. It's a compliment to me.
When are you spilling the tea about the CRZ replacement? Dane is a trustworthy, tight-lipped friend and won't spill it. No, I'm sure he wouldn't, right? Dane would never do that.
I'm a good friend.
But he also can't tell a lie to save his life. So if I tell him, hey, you need a lie, he'll go, but I can't.
I won't lie. I'll just dodge and come up with all kinds of distractions.
Yeah.
That's the best I can do.
And then Mario says, what's up, boys? And then we have Mike C. says, hey, guys, what's going on? Would you recommend... for a polished pad combination on an hybrid to polish interior panel black surfaces? I'm talking for light scratches and general marring marks. So when I do this, I use the hybrid I actually use a rotary function. I don't do the dual action function.
Sure.
Because the rotary, it's just tighter and more precise. And I just throw on the little 1-inch yellow pad. I think the yellow pad has enough cut to it, and I use the hyper polish from Optimum. Yeah. And that way if I get hyper polish on any adjacent areas, I know it's not going to A, stain, or B, create too much buildup of product, and it doesn't dust. So hyper polish, you're not even squirting, you're putting like a drop on the pad, spreading it around that area.
Little goes a long way.
And then you can even tape off the other areas if you want to tape it. You can tape off the other areas, but I just go through the rotary function on the hybrid, buzz it down really quick, and it turns out great every single time.
I mean, as far as taping is concerned, you're still pretty safe with hyper polish.
Oh, yeah.
Compared
absolutely.
to using any other kind of polish or compound, hyper is really, really safe.
Yeah, very safe.
Yeah.
Go Detailer Go says, hey guys, what's your best advice for generating leads for a new detailing business? I'm up and running with a climate-controlled shop. Ooh, that sounds nice. Professional and ready to rock, but I'm having a hard time generating leads.
Ultimately, that's the hardest part, isn't it?
Levi, obviously Levi was a detailer for 25 years, and he was able to generate a lot of leads. And I know that he has a lot of input on this, but
his superpower.
Well, and the thing was, Levi was in the game for so long that, he was a go-to for so many dealers, so many other, shops and things like that. There was only a handful of shops here in the Valley for the longest time, and, with Levi being one of the main, pro detailers in them. When he left his shop at Boise's Best and went over and started his own shop at Hawks Detail, he did pull a lot of the clientele that he was working on previously, but then I know he pulled a lot of leads from dealerships. And so some people don't want to do dealership work, and I get that, but
he made it a mission.
Well,
he
said without the dealership work, there was that emptiness.
Yeah,
right.
And there's a lot more haphazard kind of gaps
because there's always going to be
schedule.
There's always going to be the word of mouth from from friends, family, and then you're also going to get that every once in a while that client that comes in there and who will say, "How am I tell all my friends?" And then nothing happens.
Like maybe one person, and that person forgets.
But then there's that bit. But then on the other side, there's the people that say, "I'm going to tell all my friends," and then they actually do. And before you know it, you start getting calls, you start getting texts, and people are saying...
But how do you tell the difference between those two people? They might come across as sincere because maybe they both are, but only one of them can actually pull it off.
Yeah, really, you never really know. The big thing, though, to Go Detailer Go is going to be your location. It's also going to be kind of your... I don't want to call it competition because if you look at it as competition, it's going to be a negative thing. There's going to be other detailers in the area. Really,
you just have to accept
your only competition is dealing with the people that are going to be doing the $50 detail all the time, because those are the people that you shouldn't be competing with, but you do need to be aware of them and aware of the work that they're putting
Honestly,
out.
let other detailers fight over the really cheap jobs. When it comes down to it, you're going to end up doing backbreaking work for very little return.
It just happens, though. It just happens.
Yeah. You might have to accept a few.
You're going to have some not headbutting, but there is going to be something there where, you might pull a job from another detailer where his work wasn't that great, and then they ask you, hey, how did he do? And whether you want to be honest or not, you could say, it could be better. And
it's a game of telephone that gets dangerous because you might be polite and courteous and like, well, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here, but I see this was missed. Clearly this was not the best work they could have done. Maybe they were rushed. Is that like, you can be super charitable, but then that person goes back and takes it to the other detailer and says probably like a very cut down paraphrase version of what you said. And then it just turns into drama you don't need. So just
kind of gone around in a circle here without answering the question directly. So leads, it can come from Facebook. Facebook's a great place to throw out whether it's a small ad, whether you want to pay for it or not pay for it. So it's totally up to you. You can target to a local audience, or you can target it to a local precise area in which you're trying to target, to hopefully for people to see it in their feed for detailing. Instagram's kind of difficult because Instagram, while you can localize some things to try to pull an audience, I feel like Instagram for the most part for detailers, especially new ones starting out, it's a demonstration of their work, but a demonstration of their work to a very small audience, and then
customers usually
and half
won't
the time
care.
It's an audience that's not even around them. It's
just other detailers.
There's other
maybe
detailers
look at it,
saying, "Hey, good job," and you go, "Thanks, man."
You know what though, and this might seem like a whole boatload of work nobody wants to do, but it seems like a fair number of people have gone on to make like very just in the background, kind of like YouTube channels that serve as a way to advertise, like, oh, I just recorded myself working around this car. and it's just like a full walk around, a simple like GoPro up in a corner, like security cam style. You just get it, and then you get some before and after shots, and you throw it in. Very basic video, even shot with your phone or something. That can actually do something, because people looking on YouTube, they treat it actually, at least last I checked, was the second largest search engine after Google is YouTube, where people are looking for, info, and they find out you're in their area.
It wouldn't hurt just to say detailing in what city, what state you're in. I don't know.
Just make sure it's like the location, but keep it really simple and basic. And if it's your business name tied to it, it becomes SEO that just helps. It gets out there in front of the world. Even if only like 5 people watch it, it's still something.
Yeah, I mean that's where I guess to your point there, if they're searching on Google auto detailing in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, don't worry about like competing with other detailing channels or anything.
Okay,
like that. Just make it
auto detailing in Lincoln, Nebraska, right? That is like the title of the video.
Oh,
and just put auto detailing in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's the title of
your
video.
That's kind of like, okay, so sometimes I'll watch
have
like
your
dash
video
cam
showing your
videos,
before
and they'll
after.
just be like bad drivers of Alabama or something. But this is the detailing equivalent of that. People go there to watch just because, like, hey, I live there. I'm going to check this out because it feels local. It feels like something they can access. Next thing they know, they look you up.
That's not a bad idea. But general stuff. So Instagram, Facebook, if you wanted to go down that route of doing something like that and promoting yourself. Other things, word of mouth is absolutely huge. I mean, there's no denying that word of mouth is extremely important. Feel free to give people business cards. Give them maybe a couple. Don't give them all away, but give a couple of them to clients when you do finish up a job. And then...
Your work,
I would say,
and your personality and your interaction with your clients.
I don't care about a detailer's personality.
No. But I mean, your personality.
Well, I wouldn't care about a detailer's personality if I was a customer. As long as they did good work.
How you conduct yourself with a customer
is
almost a guarantee as to whether they're going to recommend you to other people.
Okay, so
if you did a great job, but you're a jerk to them, and you act like they're just wasting your time, that's not going to fly. I understand this is obvious to some people, but I think some people don't realize how they come across sometimes. So it can be helpful to think about those things.
Be nice, be courteous, be as you would want to represent your business. But I'm saying, like, I would never... I don't know. Like, I know a lot of car guys that work on car stuff in general, just that specialize in something, and they're complete jackasses.
It's just caveman grunts.
They're
and
jackasses.
You feel
they're not nice people to most people, but they do amazing work, and they're brutally honest. And I go, wow, dude, people probably hate you. And he's like, oh, they do hate me. I go, but who can do it better than you? Probably nobody. So
and the word of mouth is powerful enough to override that. But that's an obstacle you're creating that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
That's true. So that's a great thing. Don't turn down dealership work if you're in a pinch and you need to pull on some of that. Most dealers are willing to do work with you. It's just what happens is they're going to compare your prices to the last guy, and that's a whole nother ordeal as well.
They're not going to care as much about quality, even if they say they do. That you got to do a good job, but they're going to care more about how fast did you get it done.
How much output can you get done? But that's a big thing. And then Levi's big thing was after he finished up a detail, he would ask the person if he can tag them on Facebook. And they said, oh yeah, sure, of course. So he would take a picture of their car and then post it on his Facebook and says, hey, it was a pleasure working on your car at Amanda Johnson
and all
or whatever
their friends on
and
Facebook see it.
And he would make it a public post so everybody can see it. So when he posted it, it went into her feed. So then her friends were able to see it and say, oh, I want my car detailed too. Yeah. And then he was able to actually pull a lot of jobs by doing that. So it's another good idea.
No, that was a very effective tactic.
All right, so Joey chime in and says, happy Thursday, guys. Back to triple-digit weather again, so are we. And a quick question. When can we get forced in a gallon or larger? Any plans for the big boys? So, yes, those are on the way right now. We knew that forced was going to need a larger size because of how good it is. So we're pulling in 5 liters of that. I believe 5 liters of snow. And there's a couple other things on the way. But I believe that stuff is all coming hopefully soon. So I think it'll be here maybe in the next month or so. So
there you go.
Oh, my gosh. Simon Birch. Accepting his name, and we're running with it now.
He's just gonna live with that.
Simon Birch is in the building.
You've done this to him. I hope you realize.
And
I hope it's okay. Simon.
We got Tony. Ahoy, Tony!
Yar me, matey.
Ahoy!
He was sailing the high seas with us last night. That's not a euphemism. We were literally playing a pirate game. But,
so last night, me and Dane were playing Sea of Thieves, and Tony jumped in, and what a blast, man!
He was a great third crewmate. Really, really good guy to have around. He'll get you out of a tough situation.
Dane literally crashed the nicest
especially
ship.
if I'm accidentally sabotaging things.
Yeah, Dane crashed the nicest ship that we had, and then the other ship
for 5 minutes.
And the other ship, he ghost rided it and then jumped off, and then so that went to oblivion. And yeah.
So anyway, that's enough of that. But if you want to see those, you can always follow me on my stream on another time. I'll talk about that later. This is a detailing show.
Tyler says, when buying Rag Company towels, is it best to wash them first? Yes, absolutely. Always wash them first. Our towels technically don't come pre-washed. They do come tumbled, and but we recommend washing them just to remove any type of residual manufacturing lint, but also just to soften them up before use. Now, there are people that just take them out of the bag and use them. If it works for you, sure, but we do recommend washing them. So. And then the Birch says, has the secret ceramic coating been revealed yet?
We actually talked about that at the top of the show.
Again, it's not a ceramic coating.
Yeah, you're throwing ceramic out there. We've only been calling it a coating. Ceramic may not have anything to do with it.
Says almost half of the world is facing drought.
Yes.
But in Austria, for second time in 2 months, we have some villages washed off from the rain. Flooded houses, streets. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When climate change is happening, you're having severe weather events happening all over. It doesn't necessarily mean everything's just getting hotter. It just means it's exacerbating all the things that you kind of took for granted. It's like, oh, little hurricane season. And now it's like amped up. Now you're getting superstorms and crazy stuff. And it's going to be happening more often. So we kind of are at the point where we're accepting our new reality.
That is true.
Yeah.
We got Tyler says, when buying... Okay, we already did that. And then Ivan says, hello from Pasadena, California, that deep south.
Hello.
Ivan, what's going on, man? And then Simon Birch says, do you wash towels that are bought and meant for ceramic coatings? Absolutely, yeah. So I wash...
you just demote them.
So applicators, I don't usually wash my Pearl applicators before use just because, I don't know, I've never had an issue. But my Pearl towels, I do wash them, whether it's the Pearl Edgeless or the Pearl Edge with the green or Purple Pearl. I wash all of them before using them with coatings, even though I know they're going to be a one-and-done towel for the most part. Mario says...
Somebody is a subscriber to the Rag Company podcast channel, because the very few of you who watched that video, thank you so much. That was something we had a lot of fun making. So if you're wondering what the heck are these guys talking about right now, open another tab and open up the Rag Company podcast YouTube channel and watch Anthony sell you some hot tubs.
So I'm more than happy to answer hot tub related questions. You know, as a pool owner myself, Dane,
from the tub company,
as a 10-foot inflatable pool owner, I would say that I'm pretty qualified for most hot tub questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether it's filtration, pH balancing, anything like that, I got it.
You're an expert.
Then Han says, hey guys, and Tom Kirby says, afternoon, Dane Anthony, lots to talk about today. There really is. I mean, we can...
It's an eventful week, really.
There's no lack of talking. Actually, fun fact, Justin Pate is actually in the house right now filming some videos.
Around the corner.
He's right on the other side of this wall over here. And he's knocking out some videos for the Rap Institute, which is awesome. And
which, by the way, that headlight video you guys did, great.
Yeah,
just want to make sure other people check that out too. So I know I'm like
it
shilling our videos, but they're good, man. You should watch them.
It's a good transformation. I was happy about it.
Yeah.
And yes,
Justin does talk very fast.
Simon says, I was just about to say, where is Hans?
He's here now.
He's here, ready to rock and roll.
JP.
And then JP says, exactly how important is it to wash towels separately according to the job categories? Wheels, paint, etc. I don't know. The idea of separate wash loads seems cumbersome and tedious.
I get
Is that important? So this is where it's all very dependent. In a shop setting where you're going to be going through a large amount of towels, and typically a large amount of wheel towels, large amount of paint towels, drying towels, wash mitts, all that stuff, you do have enough quantity to segment those into a laundry style bag to wash them separately.
But if you have employees, you gotta make sure you all understand you're working in the same framework. You don't want to have anybody just going rogue and like messing up the whole system. For example,
if your towels for your wheels were black creature edgeless towels, then you would know that black creature edgeless towel is for the wheels.
And those sure as hell are not going on your windows.
Yeah, of course. Dane.
No, your window towels should be treated differently, because then otherwise you end up with, oh, it's linting, or, oh, it's this. It's like, don't invite those opportunities.
So, anyway, back to, sorry, you threw me off there for a second. But yeah, then you would have your window towels, and you'd have your interior towels, and you have all that. So, in terms of in a shop setting, I think that's important mainly for the fact that you never know what kind of vehicles you're going to get inside there. You never know how dirty certain wheels are going to be, maybe how certain glass is going to be, certain interiors are going to be, and those towels are going to be getting washed. Now, in an enthusiast realm of things, if your cars are really well maintained, and let's just say your wheels really aren't that bad, and you're just doing some general light cleaning on the wheels, on the faces, I don't see any reason why you couldn't wash them with your drying towels. I don't see any reason why you couldn't wash them with your wash mitts and things like that.
Sure.
The biggest thing is it's a situational thing per car, but it's also how well your maintenance already is on your own stuff to figure that out. A couple things though, for example, if I'm using a leather conditioner, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm using a ton of it. I'm using it with a towel, and I'm wiping off a bunch of leather conditioner. I'm using leather conditioner on everything. I don't necessarily want to wash those leather conditioning towels maybe with my other towels for the fact that
you might create a situation where you're going to have a smeary towel later.
If there's residual conditioner, it doesn't get washed out completely. Yeah. If the oils don't get washed out completely or whatever it may be, I could see there being some transfer there. Rags to riches helps eliminate most of that, but you just never know. So I've always done it by drying towels and wash mitts, glass towels on their own, wheel towels and other dirty job towels on their own, and then most of the time any interior related stuff on its own as well. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I wash my wheel towels with my paint towels sometimes, and I do it for convenience sake. But when I look at my wheel towels, they're not that bad. They're kind of just lightly dirty.
The main point we're getting at here is, yes, it's a conditional case by case basis. It really depends on like how much work do you want to create for yourself later, and do you want to force yourself to have to get to new different towels to make up for whoopsie, I put the wrong towel in the thing, and now I got to make up for the difference because I can't do this job without this particular type of towel.
Well, I've also said this before. If you only have like 4 wheel towels, that's all you have, it's not worth running a whole load of laundry maybe for 4 wheel towels. So the answer to that is just to buy more towels. And that way...
You set them aside. I know. I realize how that sounds.
And then now you actually can build up an amount.
Have enough you can cycle while still having some set out for both. Oh, these are my dirty ones. These are my clean ones. But I have enough of both. I'm not going to run into trouble where it's an either-or situation.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's helpful at all, but I will say that most of the time we try to tell people to segment them out and separate them, but some people don't and haven't had any major issues. But
the most defining thing is if you're looking to have a mirror finish on a surface, whether it's glass or a literal mirror or painted surface, you probably don't want those towels having the things in them that may go on like a leather seat or into a door jamb or onto a wheel. And that's the most basic, right down the middle split I can think of is these kinds of products are safe for that kind of thing. If you have a clarity to your finish that you're working with, those towels go over here. The rest are all the other dirtier stuff.
Well, I have a bin that I call my pure towels.
Your pure towels. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
My virgin pure towels that are literally, they only clean like my cleanest of stuff. And it's just a whole bin full of Pluffles, old Everest 800s that I still like keep mint condition.
And as long as you don't taint those,
and then
you're cool.
There's like 15 Eagles in there, and they're like the untainted, meaning that they've never been washed with a wheel towel. They'll never be washed with a wheel towel, and
they're bright white.
I just do the best I can to maintain them. And if anything were to ever happen from those towels, then so be it. But I mean, I've done the best I can to maintain those. So those are my virgin towels.
They're fair,
fresh, clean.
Right. I got Bill here.
Oh my gosh, we got a howdy fellas from sunny Southern California.
Hello.
The gators weren't biting, but the crawfish was better than Popeyes. I bet, man.
Oh, man. Followed by Taylor Thrall. Can I use a wash mitt with Mckee 37N914?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't see why not.
You can.
Rather than a sponge or towels.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right. This was page 4, so we're on to page 3. Yes, you can, Taylor, says Simon Birch. Oh, no, I said it. It's official now. Graham I don't know why, but I'm feeling somewhat festive today. Maybe because of Noel. Happy Friday Eve, Anthony and Dane, and everyone else in TRC land. Yes.
Thank you, Graham.
Happy Friday
Eve.
Eve
Happy
to
Friday
all our
Eve.
friends in TRC land.
I'm ready for a hot weekend.
Dude, I'd be cool if it, stopped, dipping into the triple digits every single week.
Yeah, I don't even know what cool weather feels like anymore. But
I've forgotten.
down in Monterey, they said it's like mid-60s, mid-70s.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Sounds really nice.
Give me some of that.
Stefan
says thanks.
says, how many products of this coating are you launching, or just the PPF Flexi one? So in this particular one,
oh no, we're divulging more.
Well, I guess I can divulge this. I'm trying to think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I was gonna say, are there about 8?
8.
Point is, it's not just one thing.
It's like around 7 or 8.
So now you know that.
Around 7 or 8. That's going to be going out at this particular time.
And some of these things may be designed to work in tandem. Say you got to get said surface into a particular state before other thing can go on it.
True.
Make it that way you will. That may be what some of the products are.
Bill Pearson says, repeat question, what's the recommended foam cannon ratio for GSF GS? What was it? It was like, God, I don't even remember right now. My brain's not working for that.
Wasn't during our
GSF.
show, I was literally just putting 200 ml water to 50 or 100 ml of product. God, I'm brain dead. See what the heat does?
Like I said, I think it was 2 to 1, I believe it was.
Yeah,
I
2 to 1.
believe if I remember right, I was doing like 100 I was about to say milligrams.
Yeah, milliliters is what you're talking about.
I am out of it right now.
Yeah, milligrams is a
milliliters,
measure of
100
weight.
milliliters of soap to
Volume.
50 milliliters of Green Star. There you go. And then the rest with the water. And then
There you go.
fill the rest up to about 750 and then let it rip.
Simon?
I prefer the towels, though. Haven't tried the sponge yet. And then Jeremy Kessler says, getting PPF put on my black Tacoma this weekend. Any tips on keeping it maintained? Congratulations. That's a great investment. I think you're going to enjoy the PPF on the front end there. Best investment would be to, if you want to coat the PPF, you can coat the PPF. Keep it washed, keep it, protected with some type of what are your favorite paint protectants? Because PPF nowadays is much better than it was back in the day. And so
the old stuff was really prone to like marring and stuff.
Well, not marring. I mean, it was more yellowing, it was oxidation, it was cracking. There was so many other. I mean, PPF has changed substantially. So, like putting some like bead maker on it all the time is probably gonna be helpful. Maybe putting, like I said, coating it and then maintaining it with something like bead maker. If you get water spots on it, make sure to clean the water spots off. If you still get bugs on it, clean the bug guts off. It's
Tree sap.
Just because the PPF is protecting the paint, the PPF can still be harmed, meaning the PPF can still get an etch on it from a bug splatter. The PPF can still get water spots on it. And so all that stuff would have to be polished
Whatever
out.
surface is on top of your car, that's the surface that can still have all these things happen to it. Even if it's not paint, it's just going to be something else, but it's still going to be happening to it.
Yeah.
It's just nature.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what the number one thing that people who get partial PPF wrap on their vehicle tend to screw up on? They use a product that gets smushed up against the line there where the seam is, and then it draws all your eye's attention to that line.
Yeah.
So, avoid products that are going to do that.
Yep. And then we have, let's see, is the sponge better to use than the Mckee cell or the mitts? That Mckee cell or mitts. Taylor, I mean, any one of our mitts or sponges or the UBS, the Ultralax sponge would be great within 914 if that's the route you want to go. I mean, they're all going to do a great job. Dino says, so maybe Titan Coatings from the UK with their new dark matter technology.
Dark matter technology. Okay, now we're getting into some like goofy
dark matter technology.
Occult. Well, I mean, dark matter in this case is a more scientific thing if we're talking about actual dark matter, but it's probably just a fun name they've given to something that actually has a practical.
There's also a dark matter product from I think dark matter also Dodo Juice had a dark matter product.
Interesting.
If I remember, I think it was called dark matter. No, is that Chemical Guys? Oh my god, I'm getting things mixed up.
Oh, they had the gray matter because that was
Gray
like a
matter.
towel, wasn't it?
No,
They had a gray
I think it was
matter
called Dark
drying
Matter,
towel.
Dane.
But there are so many detailing products out there now that sometimes when someone brings it up, it could be any one of like 10 different things.
It's true. Fletcher says, "Hey, Dane Anthony, good to see you guys. Hey, where would your best recommendation be for the IK sprayer parts? Unfortunately, a couple of my IK9s were accidentally left outside, froze and cracked. So reach out to Goisper USA. So Jason, who is in charge of the North America Goisper IK group, he should be able to either find you the extra parts or just, find somebody that distributes them or sell them. We used to sell spare parts for the IKs, and we sold quite a few of them. The problem is they were so small and there was so many extra SKUs from those parts. It was just kind of impossible to carry everything. I mean, it would be a fitting, it would be a washer, it would be all these different things.
No matter what you carried, somebody would be like, yeah, that's great and all, but I need this thing. And you're like,
well, and we didn't really make anything. We didn't make anything off them. We just had them just so it was a convenience thing. But then it just got too crazy. And so I wish we could be like Obsessed Garage and carry all the fittings and all the little things. But I don't even know how they do it. It's insane.
It's madness.
It's insane.
Honestly.
So, but yeah, reach out to Jason. So you can reach out to Goisper North America. And they should have a contact form, or they should have something on their website. You can see what you can do about trying to find parts.
Okay.
Dimitri says, GSF bottle says 20 mil per liter of water in foam cannon, 20 mil per liter of water. So that's close to 30 to 1 since 30 mil is 1 ounce. So that's really not the whole. Well, that's assuming that you're doing.
Coach tends to be very conservative on their estimates, on their labels, I will say.
Man, like I said, I've always done.
The American way of diluting it is
always done like 100 to 200 milliliters soap to, like I said, like 50 ml to 100 ml of Green Star, because the water dilutes everything so much anyways. But I don't know. That's what I've done.
Feel free to try it both ways and see what you prefer.
Yeah. Eric says, happy Friday Eve from a very wet and humid Central Florida. Love the show. Bought a new Sternoglass product, and they are top notch.
Right?
Bought a few, dude. They're great, man. We love everything from Sternoglass. I'm glad it's been such a hit. I'm glad that people are loving it.
And if all else fails, Jack's there, and you gotta love that guy. So
everybody's gotta love Jack.
Everybody loves Jack.
Stefan says Dane is around. I also expect G. Davis to make an appearance. Oh yeah. G usually pops up in the second half. He waits to make his appearance.
Waiting for his prey, and then.
All right, Dane, what's this say?
Ricardo B says, "What's up, TRC? Is Min and Max working temperature and humidity for installing P&S Legend?" So, what are we dealing with in terms of range?
Levi would have this off the top of his head.
He would be the one who'd know this.
Working temperature and humidity. Gosh, off the top of my head right now, probably no less than, realistically, I'd probably do no less than 55 degrees for the application. I would do no more than, I wouldn't do over 100 degrees. I wouldn't even want to do over 95 degrees. I'd probably say under 90 degrees. So over 55, 60, under 90 for degrees. And then humidity, I wouldn't go anywhere over, if you can keep it under 50% humidity, I think that you'd be fine.
Basically, if you're uncomfortable in the room, then it's probably not a good idea to coat.
Well, so for example, when I coated one of my cars, a couple weeks ago, the CRZ, and I was coating in, I don't know what it was, like 30% humidity in my garage and whatever the heck it was, and like it was 105 degrees in my garage, or it was insane. No, it was 96, 95 degrees in my garage. The coating
At that point, can you tell the difference? It's excruciating either way.
Instantly disappearing. I'd have applied it to the paint, it was gone. And I'm like, oh my God.
And you're like, yep, there's a high spot.
So
sure.
And Legend, Legend is, I wouldn't say it's not finicky, but it's something
less so than
it's
others.
Thicker, and it's got a high solid content. So I don't know, ideal temperature would be like 70 degrees, like under 20% humidity. That'd be great. Bill Pearson says, follow-up question. I saw this dandy on YouTube detailing a CRZ. Wow. When it came to the iron fallout remover, he didn't mention if he did it directly on the dirt car or if it was rinsed first. Weird. I don't know who that person probably is.
I don't know why he's calling car cleaning guru.
It's got to be
calling him a dandy though is a little strong.
A car cleaning guru. Maybe that's what it was.
He talks like this, and it's very pleasant.
Hello, welcome to another car cleaning.
We're here to clean another car. Okay,
like
that's
that
enough
guy.
of that. It's very fun. Honestly, he's very good.
What did that guy do? Did he rinse first?
I didn't fully watch though, so I don't know what he did exactly.
I think that guy you're talking about did pre-rinse first. No, he didn't. No,
what would you do in that situation?
I would
say
go,
you had a CRZ.
I'd go into the dirty paint first.
Okay. And you just go right onto it.
I just spray it. Yeah, I would spray it.
Fallout remover.
Well, I'd spray it on it when it's already dry because it's going to allow itself to clean a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then
so like a pre-soak.
Yeah, but you're following up with that. You're following up with that pressure washer. You're
obviously.
With that hose.
You don't want to leave it.
Within minutes.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I think it went on dry.
Okay, there you go.
Tom Kirby says, TRC always recommends washing your microfiber towels before use. Yep. And then Taylor Thrall says, does anyone use wash mitts for rinseless washing? Trying to find out if the sponges sold at the rinseless washes are worth it over a good wash mitt.
I know one sponge that's worth it.
Well, I'll let people chime in on the comments, and I'll let you guys answer that one because I'm a big fan of using mitts for rinseless. I'm a big fan of using towels for rinseless, but we also really like using sponges. In my opinion, I think the Ultra Black sponge is a faster, more efficient use, more efficient technique. The mitt is right there in the middle, and then towels are going to be the slowest method, but arguably maybe the safety net of the towel is a little
When
bit
you're
better.
dealing with as much real estate as my Thunderbird, the sponge made quick work of those body panels, whereas something else I might have had to spend a little more time. But with the sponge, I felt like I could just cruise,
Maybe if we
dip it, cruise some more.
cut that thing in half, maybe make it a little bit easier, and then we can walk it across the street to the junkyard. Sell it for scrap.
It's a nice car. I just wish somebody else felt the same.
Yeah. The deal seemed really good when it was the offer for the car, for the truck, and the cash.
Yeah.
But now you should have taken his motorcycle.
Yeah, right?
Go back. Of course he would offer you a car that nobody would want.
It's a niche interest. The Thunderbirds aren't quite as popular as the others, like a 57 Chevy or anything like that. But it's okay.
Angelo says, is it worth it to become a certified installer of coatings? Are the coatings that much better, and does it really matter? So coating certification is a good thing, and I think that for the most part it is based on location is really helpful because you get to be within their installer network, and then when people are interested in getting their car coated, they use their installer network to direct traffic towards you. Because
it's like a database they use to point people your way.
Yeah, because you're a certified installer. So that's nice. Other nice part about being a certified installer is that you might have access to coatings that other people do not. So, for example, CSU. CSU from G-Technic. You can't just buy CSU. You have to be a certified installer to be able to order it. Same thing with OptiCoat Pro Plus and OptiCoat Pro 3 is that you have to be Optimum certified in order to carry those coatings. And so the good news is that you're going to have technically a stronger coating than most people would have because for the most part, some coating companies don't allow you to buy their pro products.
Yeah.
And so
you got to be authorized
whether or not
to do it.
That will change in the future for most normal people to be able to be certified without going through a bunch of hoops and loops.
I wonder if this is connected to other things we've talked about in this
I don't
stream.
know, Dane. That's the craziest part. It's just like I'm drawing a blank there. Wow. So going back to what I was saying, though, so you would have access to a stronger coating if that's what you wanted to do. And the only downside is that typically with certifications and keeping your location-based installations for that particular coating company, I mean, you are held to a standard of being able to buy product per month. It's usually a minimum of $1 amount, or you'd have to sell an X amount of coatings per month to retain your exclusiveness for that particular coating or that exclusiveness for that particular area. So those are other things to keep in mind, and you can get more information from any of the sites that you're interested for their coatings.
Yeah.
R2C says, finally managed to catch a live. How's it going, guys? What's going on, dude?
Welcome, R2C.
Welcome to the party.
Followed by Kirby at Simon Bach or Birch. You should always wash all microfiber towels prior to use, especially before using on ceramic coatings. Do not want any lint to get stuck. And sometimes, yes, there may be a little bit of lint or something. Like factory remnants is kind of how I look at it. You know, the stuff in the bag is like it's straight out of there. Just give it a rinse, you know, a simple wash, nothing crazy, unless you're using rags to riches, in which case, cool. But yeah, you just want to have them as fresh and ready to go as possible.
Yeah,
that's it.
We got Taylor, or no, we got Simon Birch.
Simon
says, Angelo, some of the pro coatings require certifications. Yep, true. Some of them are definitely worth it. Also true. I like G-Technic a lot, and I want to try out Optimum eventually, as it sounds too good. Yeah, so the
Optimum's solid.
OptiCoat Pro Plus and OptiCoat, Pro 3, arguably,
the product
some of the best out there. CSU's is also amazing as well. OptiCoat Pro Plus was, I think, far ahead of its time. But I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? Maybe another something will come out.
All I know is
will come out and reign supreme. I mean,
dabbling.
Like Legend is amazing. I mean, Legend, is an amazing coating that you can buy today that is so strong.
If you're looking for something that's essentially like a pro level, that'll get you there without having to jump through the pro hoops.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other.
But there are a lot of opportunities waiting in the wings.
Right? And then Angela says, Simon, how much does it cost to become certified? So it depends, right? So Optimum used to do certifications where you could fly out to Tennessee and go do the certification there. And I want to say it was like roughly $1,200. And I believe that you do get product in return for paying for it. But you are in charge of your hotel, you are in charge of your flight and all of that. And Levi actually did that. He went down to Tennessee and got
through the whole process.
And he went through the whole process, and that was really cool.
I don't know if the program has changed at all, though, since then.
I have no idea. I have no idea if Dr. G is still pushing the coding programs.
Just not sure.
I have no idea. I wish I had a better answer for you.
The products aren't an issue by any means. They're good.
No, they're
It's
amazing.
Just the stuff around it. Not quite sure how the system is.
I don't know, because like Gloss Coat, for example, got new and improved, and it's much better now. I mean, I thought Gloss Coat was already amazing, but apparently it's a little bit stronger, glossier now. I think it uses a slightly different chemical makeup, but and then Hyperseal was also re-gone over as well, and that's another insanely good product. And so I don't know, but I mean, that's all stuff that you get access to. Like if you want the Optimum, right? And then for G-Technic, the big thing is CSU. That's there. Once you get certified, that's what you get. And the certification comes in different forms too. Some people may allow you just to start buying it if you sign up to be the installer and there's nobody conflicting in your area. Whereas some of the other certifications are that you're going there to go train.
Yeah, they're trying not to like fully dilute a market.
Yeah. Simon says, never had the issue. Then again, I've never used TRCS coating towels, the rag company's coating towels before yet, or that. So a decent amount of work to the other day.
I hope you got some pearls because those are the shiz.
Sensory overload says hello from Tennessee.
Hello.
And then it says it really depends, says Simon Birch. He paid $250 to G-Technic certified, but I know Optimum is like 850 euros in my area, which I think 850 euros is roughly almost 1,200.
I think that translates. That tracks.
So it differs a lot. And then, okay, so we got kind of some back and forth here. They're kind of just talking.
Yeah, basically just kind of going over the various benefits. We've got Angelo here. How does it work? Do you do training in person or online?
So it can be, it's
differs.
Mostly training in person is what you're paying for when you're going to do that. However, if you submit your business information, you submit your insurance, you submit all your paperwork for your business license, all that stuff, I believe they can technically allow you to install their product based on a application. And for the installation and being able to buy the product. But then again, you're held to that standard to where you may have to purchase X amount of products per month.
There's an expectation that, okay, you're certified now, so you're going to be doing enough installs to warrant having this expertise. You're going to be regularly doing installs. There is a little bit of pressure going both ways.
And that's for the coating companies to be able to continue to make income by holding you accountable for, let's just say, $300 a month, $500 a month. And now you're buying products, being able to use them, but it's also keeping the funding for the coating company coming. So that's why a lot of those maintenance lines from coating companies are important, because it's important for the installer, but it's also important for the company as well to continue to gain revenue.
Yeah.
Simon says, In person, I know that Optimum course I asked on, it was a 10-on-1. There is no doubt others that batches people up. Yeah, no, they do typically train people in batches.
Yeah. Not like huge classes, just like a handful.
They're isolated.
Yeah.
Casper says, I see Levi is off somewhere trying to find the last Choco Taco. I'm hoping he finds them in California.
I bet he'll find, one or two if he's able to run off to a gas station somewhere. There we go.
So we have a lot of this training talk. So I'm going to let you
Yeah.
guys kind of hash that out. We're going to skip forward just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll move ahead here.
Because now I'm
On
just
to
kind of
page
I'm reading
3.
another person's conversation.
Yeah.
Here we go. So R2C says, excited for my big order of bead maker kit 2, Carpet Bomber, Rags to Riches, O&R, Dream Maker, Shine All, and Peroxide Finisher. Loving PNS products. Thanks for everything. And the free Buddy Bundle. Awesome, dude. That's great. So the Buddy Bundle's one of my favorite little secret things, right?
It's a cool thing, yeah.
You can get this free Buddy Bundle to be able to give to a friend or use it for yourself.
It's one for you,
when you
one for your
purchase
buddy.
over X amount. But that stuff's all listed on our website. So yeah, you're gonna love all the PNS products, dude. All that stuff's amazing. I mean, it's just such a solid brand. Gorilla Jeebus says, "What's up, my dudes?"
What's up?
On the plus side, I'm sitting at the beach. What? And on the negative side, there's a seal of bird bombs on my car. I ordered some PNS Epic to remedy that. Awesome. Yeah. Having a little bit of Epic waterless wash in the car for things like that is very useful. And then am I safe in pre-spraying and using the 2 Eagle Edgeless rolling technique to remove it? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And pre-spray it liberally. A lot of people, when they're pre-spraying bird droppings, they might do like one small spray.
No, you need to kind of saturate.
I spray enough product onto a bird dropping that I begin breaking the bird dropping up.
You're trying to separate it from the surface.
Well, because the second I can see it lift and separate or start to break down,
Yeah.
that's when I know my towel is safe to glide across it. Because some of those bird bombs, you don't know what's in it, man. There can be sand inside of it. There could be like other little bits of really sharp edges.
You're just forcing that grit into the surface at that point if it's not properly lubricated to come out.
So what I do is I hold the towel kind of like I'm wrapping around the towel around that area, and I just start dousing it and start breaking it down to catch the residual underneath that. And then the second it starts breaking down, I flip my towel, spray my towel down, get that saturated, saturate the area again, then roll my towel over and safely remove it.
Yeah.
Casper says, what IK
right.
would you guys recommend for O&R to do washes in the winter? Something with some pressure to get off some of the grime. So the IK Multi Pro 2 is probably going to be your best bet. That is going to have enough pressure, but also the capacity to be able to go around the car at least once, maybe once or 3/4 of one without having to fill it up again. However, I really am hoping, fingers crossed, that maybe this year at SEMA, IK will be announcing the IK Multi Pro 12 with a Schrader valve, because if they were to do the Multi Pro 12, which I've been hounding them to do for the longest time, it just
makes sense, right?
If they did that, and that way you could build up enough pressure from using your air compressor, then to blast your car down with a rinseless, oh my God, it'd be awesome.
No, the Schrader valve was a long time coming, but it was absolutely worth it.
Well, I have my modified IK Foam Pro 12.
Oh, yeah, the one we don't talk about.
The one we don't talk about.
Because,
that.
You shouldn't be modifying all willy-nilly because bad things can happen.
Yeah, well, so I modified one in my own time and testing. And,
not company sanctioned.
And I stepped on the wand, man. I was in my grass. I stepped on the wand. I was so mad. I was like backing up.
The canisters are built like tanks. But the other parts, they're not necessarily going to handle you walking on them.
I was backing up to, I think I was cleaning a wheel, and I went to go like step back to like rinse out my barrel brush and flick it out. And I stepped back, stepped on it. I heard the crack, and I said, oh, crap. And I've been needing to try to go, either buy a new one or see if I can try to find some spare parts.
I was going to say, this is where the spare parts will be handy.
I can put one back together, but I did unfortunately buy an HDX deck sprayer the other day. Oh, don't judge me. Don't judge me, people.
You went and did it.
I needed a quick, cheap fix to do some rinseless in the garage, and that was the only thing, because it was a Sunday. The rag company wasn't open. I went and bought one. They're
Wow.
fine. Their deck sprayers are
Wow.
fine, but I wish I wouldn't have stepped on my IK.
Don't worry, this one will break nice and fast.
Yeah, it should. And then Multi-Pro, yep, Simon Birch is correct.
Yep.
And then the Sam Squatch says, Happy Thursday. Thank you for all the amazing videos. Thank you
Thank you,
for
Sam
watching
Squatch.
them.
You're such a positive presence in the comment section. I'm always happy to see a comment from the Sam Squatch.
Dane was commenting about you the other day.
Yeah.
He was saying, he's like, I really like that Sam Squatch guy. He's so positive, and he brings a lot of good energy and good vibes. To the Q&As and the main show. And I said, you should tell him that.
Yeah.
And
so I'm
I've
telling
just
you right now.
I've just told
Shout
you
out
that.
you. All right. Next
and
up.
we are about 6 minutes away from a break,
Yes.
but we're going to keep rocking and rolling. If I may ask, do you recommend any colored snow foams or additives? KCX, I've seen colorful blue, but cannot find it. Dane, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, the colored foams are a gimmick. Let's just be real about that. First things first. You see colored foams out there. If you're trying to impress people on Instagram and stuff, okay, fine. It's a fun thing. I'm not going to follow people for their fun. But does it serve a purpose? I mean, unless you're like, oh, I sprayed it with this foam so I know what step it's in. Like, for, decontamination, I use a stronger foam. It's a red or an orange one. Then when I move on to the more gentle stuff, it's like blue or green. Okay, maybe you could do things that way, but realistically, it's a gimmick.
So
That's my take on it.
All right. So colored foams have been around forever.
Yeah.
Cars have been getting washed with colored foams for like ever and ever and ever. Right?
Everybody makes the same joke when they drive through a car wash. And like, oh no, we ran over a unicorn.
Yeah. So tunnel washes have been using colored foams forever. So have spray and pays where you go and pay and spray your car down. Like the triple foam spray is multicolored. It's pink, green, blue, or whatever it might be in your area. It's yellow sometimes. So colored foams have been around for a long time. It just people now are kind of wanting to color their foam and their foam cannon at home to make things more fun. And I think like Vermil, for example, on YouTube, which we love Vermil. He's one of our past Grand ambassadors.
Cool guy.
He does a lot of the colored foam, and he does it mainly for the fact that it's fun to watch and it's
And that's
satisfying to
exactly
watch.
it. That's what I'm saying. It's totally okay. I just don't want people looking at it and thinking like, oh, do I need that because like there's some practical reason why I would need that? And it's
just an entertaining thing.
Just if you want to have fun, have at it.
Yeah. But keep in mind, you do have to put a decent amount of dye in something like that to get it to foam. Like to change the color of a product, it requires a certain amount of dye. To change the product once it is aerated, once it's atomized, and once it's basically foamed, you need a lot more of that dye to create that color once it lands on the surface and once it expands.
There's just so much less of it going out there when it becomes aerated.
And so, with that said, it's up to you. I mean, like, if you want to do it just for fun, it's not like it's going to change the smell. It's not going to make it any different. It's just going to change the color. My only thought, because I'm freaking crazy, is that if I was washing a white car and I was using some crazy blue, dark blue dye in the foam, and it was a hot day, and let's just say I foamed the car,
get to it fast
and then my
enough.
wife says, "Hey, come inside the house. The baby needs you." And I'm like, "I can't. I got blue foam in my car." She's like, "It's an emergency."
It's your daughter.
And so, okay. And then I come back over to my car, and I find that maybe some of that blue dye may have potentially stained the clear. Right? I'm not saying it will, but I'm just saying there's a potential issue there. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a risk I'd be willing to take. But at the same time, if it was for fun, if it's just to do it every once in a while, I just tell you right now, I'm not going to go out of my way to. I already have to set up enough crap just to do a 2-bucket foam wash and wheels and all of that. Like the last thing I'm going to do is be like, oh, my foam can's ready to go. Oh, can't forget my dye. Go over, put my dye in.
But if you're somebody who actually like makes a living off of social media or does something like that, it's a wonderful gimmick to get more eyeballs into stuff because people go, hey, wait, that looks different.
It looks different.
That's fine.
And if I was promoting a detailing business and I wanted to take some just absolute banger shots, right? Like think of Vermil's videos, like all of his thumbnails are just absolutely bangers, right? Every single one of them.
Every single one is
right.
Money.
It looks like a movie, right? I would say that if that was your marketing goal and you wanted to start offering the colored foam treatment, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that would be kind of cool. I don't know. It's up to you. But in terms of other things, what was it? KCX was actually coming out with the KCX.
Yeah, I saw some comments a little later that mentioned that.
So KCX is coming out with the dyes that you can add to. I think GSF. It's yellow, so I think you can add different colors in there. do what you want to do. And
It's
I'm sure
not-
I'm sure we're gonna create some videos of us doing colored
Yeah.
foam. So I'm
But
not
don't take
gonna-
that as us saying you have to get that.
No,
What I'm
it's
trying to
just
say here is
have
it's a
fun.
want, not
Yeah.
a need. So
Yeah.
treat it accordingly.
What I would be interested in. Oh my god,
What?
I can't put this idea out there. Actually, I can. I'm gonna put this idea out here.
Anthony gets some really awesome
come up with a lot
ideas,
of good
and then he
ideas.
keeps them on the down low because he doesn't want anybody else to run away with it, and then he forgets it.
No,
and then we're all
I'm
mad.
I'm gonna tell you this idea right here, and if anybody takes this idea, then you'll know.
We'll know where it came
started
from.
first. It was my once.
Don't go crediting Master of Shine when this guy came up with it.
No, I would just do. I would just do a completely unscented soap
Okay.
and a clear unscented soap. It smells like nothing.
Okay.
It might have like a grapefruit base because most soaps have like a grapefruit base.
Okay.
But have it just completely unscented, completely clear, and then you buy your soap, but then you can buy your additional dye and scent kits for it, right? So where it is a actual measured unit of scent and measured unit of dye that goes into that undyed, unscented soap. So for the home enthusiast, if you wanted to go above and beyond, you could say, I want to dye my soap green today. You dye it green. And then you say, I think I want this soap to smell like pina colada, right? There is like a pre-measured form of whatever it is, scent, that would go into it. You shake it up. It dissolves well. Now, right now, you probably can't do this because technically a scent and a dye has to be mixed in a mixer,
Yeah,
right?
you would have to come up with some kind of
if you change the
method
chemical makeup of that
infusing
soap
them.
to where if it was some type of depending on the chemistry, that soap was able to accept both the dye and the scent and be mixed well in a small bottle, right?
So I'm going to trademark choose your own foam venture right now. And then later, when we actually bring this to production, maybe somebody else can help us with that.
I don't know. There's probably a company, but I would, oh my God, I would love that, right? And then I would come out with all these different soap scents,
Yeah.
right? Based on some of my favorite things. And then you can do some crazy dye colors.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anybody does that right now. But watch, I say
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
and then Adams is going to be like, well, check out our new dye your own, scent your own soap.
The turnaround time to
gonna
make a
say,
product like that, if you're taking something existing and
you
you're spicing it up with
mother
that, just give it a few months and suddenly you'll see it popping everywhere, which is
Won't
just long
happen.
enough for people to forget that you came up with the idea.
Yeah,
So
wow.
on that note, we've got ourselves a break coming up here.
Yeah.
I want to throw that out there because it is 3 o'clock where we're at, and that means just a brief little break. We're just going to, run a gun, come back, and we'll be doing more of this right after these. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursday.
The fun half, Dane.
Right here with a couple of your bros just chilling at the semicircle table answering your detailing questions. Anthony, any housekeeping or anything we need to hit before we move on with these?
Really, I think it was a great little video right there. I love the Ride Company Europe's video there.
Good
It's a lot of
vibes.
fun.
Yes.
They've been killing it too on Instagram, and so if you want to give them a follow and check them out, they've been really upping their game on the reels. They've been up their game on the photos. I'm very proud of them. Dylan, Patrick, and the whole team there. They're awesome. They're incredible people. I love them over there, and so I want to see them with continued success of building out TRC Europe and getting more people to join our cult.
Gives me the warm fuzzies just thinking about it.
Is it a cult?
You know?
Is it a cult? It kind of feels like a cult sometimes, but
As long as you just ask the question, is it a cult? Then you're probably okay.
if you're
legally
aware of the
speaking.
fact that it could be a cult,
Well.
but you're still okay with it, then it's a good time.
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys, all we're asking is that you spread word about,
Said cult.
group of enthusiastic, like-minded individuals, and we just keep this party going. How's that sound?
Yeah.
All right. Next up.
Here we go. So here we got Stacy Davis says, are clay mitts / towels as effective as actual clay bars? I believe so. Yeah, typically clay mitts and towels though are usually a fine grade clay, whereas clay bars can be anywhere from fine to
You can get some pretty gnarly ones.
to pretty harsh stuff.
Which should not be trusted in the hands of an amateur, really.
Yeah.
No.
So there's normal, medium. There's fine, medium, hard. How do we distinguish?
I think it's
clay?
coarse or rough.
I
Or
don't
something like
think we
that.
call it coarse, but like so, Built Hammer, for example, like they have some
Medium, I've seen.
Built Hammer has great clays, but I don't know
Yeah.
how if they define it fine, ultra fine, medium. I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
And then Go Detailer Go says, I really appreciate all the thought you guys put into answering my question. I'm definitely nice to my customers. That's awesome.
Hashtag not a jackass.
It's hilarious. You guys rock. Keep up the great work for our community. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, you're a part of it now, so kudos.
And Simon Birch says... guys, so honestly, if you want to make it more fun, just Google Simon Birch every time. Look at the photos. It's horribly funny.
Mostly horrible.
Go Dealer Go says, one thing I learned early on is what you say, not what you necessarily want the client hears or understand. Not what necessarily. I agree. Stillies Mobile Detailing says, hey Dane, what's up, buddy?
What's up?
Hope you got a chance to catch those before and afters of that Harley I did off my social reels.
I don't believe I did. Would you want to share those, tag me in them, or like send them, DM them to me? I'll check them out.
Yep. And then Yo Hurl says, damn it. Might be no more live shows for me. What?
What?
I will be sadly drying my tears with Rag Company towels. Yo, Hurl, what is going on?
Yeah, what's happening? What are you not telling us?
Don't say such things.
No, that's going to make us sad.
It says, by the way, broadcasting the show in the back of a 737 currently with folks
standing around waiting on the lavatories listening in. Oh, my God. Okay. Well,
man,
that
Andy would be listening to this up,
Well, we know
30,000 feet up in the air.
We know that he paid for Wi-Fi up there.
No, his staff gets it for free.
Okay, all right.
Andy, eat some snacks for me. Hopefully, a couple of Biscoff cookies. And what else do they have up there? 30,000 feet in the air. They got a bunch of stuff.
All I can think of is the time we were on a plane that was a little bit smaller. It wasn't a 737, some a little smaller. And we were flying back from Denver, and Anthony and I were parked right back next to the lavatory like we were on a Greyhound bus, and it was covered in like brown shag carpeting. It was something else. It felt like we were in a different era.
No, that was a very uncomfortable flight. And the fact
it was
that
hot,
it was
weirdly
like
hot.
Apocalyptic storm coming out on our right-hand side, where Dane looked over, and I literally could see like...
I was like, hey, Anthony, I know you hate flying, but look at that. And he just looks over. He's like...
You could literally see skeletons riding horses with wings. I'm like, good God.
It looked like the apocalypse out there. It was crazy.
Brian says... Brian also has the fancy picture. Says, did you see the new GT3 RS? I did. Yeah.
They got that crazy wing on the back.
I think the front end looks a little bit more sharp.
It's definitely more angular.
Yeah.
The vents in the hood are extremely pronounced now, super pronounced. It's about what you expect, though. You just picture what, a 992.2, looks like as far as the 911 goes, and then you just add all the stuff you remember from the other RS, but take it one step further. That wing is a big part of it. If you see the double-decker kind of, it's like the F1 cars. What is it called? The DRS system or something? It's like where the flap goes and you can pass faster because it reduces drag temporarily. Something like that.
Sweet.
Anyway, cool. Zachary.
Gentlemen, used Uno Protect with a microfiber finishing pad. Come out awesome. Tips for cleaning these pads. Seems to be really stuck in the fibers. So, oh man, Zach, I think we're going to have to make a video on how to clean Uno Protect pads.
Yeah.
Because I agree. The product does go deep into the fibers of both wool and microfiber, and it can really kind of clog up a foam pad. So, best thing that we found is washing them in the washing machine. Using a pad cleaner, like we have our pad cleaner from Lake Country, which I love. It's great for on the fly cleaning. But once it gets to that point where it's too much buildup or the product sets up, the waxes and the sealants within Uno Protect harden. And so what I've found is also by using a pad cleaner, the cooling of the pad, right, actually will start to clump up some of the sealants and waxes, right? Think of like a candle, right? When you have candle wax and everything's nice and hot, it stays nice and liquid, it stays nice and fresh, right? Mm-hmm. But the second you pour cold water onto a hot candle wax, what happens? It kind of hardens up, right? So I found this kind of start happening with the Uno Protect pads. I still use a pad washer. I don't care what anybody says. I think
pad washers are great.
I think they're amazing.
Who's trash talking pad washer?
No, he's trash talking. I'm just saying for Uno Protect specifically, I could see how some people would be leery of it. For me, though, when I go to clean the pads, which I have about 6 pads right now that are coated with Uno Protect that I need to clean, best thing to do first would be to brush out the fibers with a stiff bristle brush or the Rupes claw tool. Brush everything out, kind of lift up those fibers. I like to pre-treat everything with a strong all-purpose cleaner, such as Green Star or Power Clean. Go through and pre-treat everything and let that soak for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then from there, I'll take my warm to hot water on my sink with my spray fan feature, spray everything out, try to dissolve as much of that stuff as I can. Then I'll let that set up, or I'll put it straight into the washer and then wash it with rags to riches. And I find that they come out pretty dang good, pretty clean.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would count on, for the most part, the second you use Uno Protect with a wool or microfiber pad, you have about a 50% pad degradation probably from using the product. Okay. And that's just the trade-off. Tim Jennings says, Tim from North Carolina, hope y'all have a safe and beautiful weekend.
Oh, thanks.
Just wanted to
too.
say that y'all do an awesome job and I enjoy your broadcast. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate that. What a sweatshirt in that photo.
That is awesome.
But it is it's an art form. Is what that
it reminds me of like a Cosby sweater kind of thing.
Yeah. Itchy. Slightly itchy.
It feels like it might be a little itchy.
And then Stilly says, seriously need help advice. Bought both IK Pro foamers, and honestly, I'm ready to send them back. Oh, no.
Well, Anthony has dealt with many a person who found themselves in this situation, and usually he had an answer.
So here we go. I see nice streams of foam coming from the ones Anthony uses, but the ones I got, they spray...
Erratic dots.
Erratic dots.
Better than
dots, biggest thing, Andy, is going to be your dilution. I know everybody poo-poos me and my weird dilutions and saying how important it is. The dilution is everything. It is literally, if that sprayer, the usage of that sprayer, all in all, from filling to diluting to using to pumping and all that, the dilution is like 96% of using one of those sprayers.
It's the difference maker between whether it works or it doesn't.
1% of filling, 1% of emptying, and then 1% of whatever. I don't know, something else. But
style.
Yeah, style, right? But dilution is everything. So when we send you those dilution charts, you really do need to follow them. And so really 10 to 1 on mostly anything such as an APC, anything such as a wheel cleaner, or anything that's meant to foam. 10 to 1 is a great starting point for everything. You can fine-tune those things. Back in the day, I used to preach 5 to 1 Brake Buster. I admit, I used to say that, right? Mm-hmm. That was when Brake Buster was actually thinner than what it is now. Brake Buster has more thickening agents in it, so it's a little bit thicker than it once was. So now I'm telling people roughly 7 to 1 to 10 to 1 with Brake Buster.
Yeah.
But I never try hard to produce amazing foam. It's literally just that, and the dilution is just that important. So what would happen is we would sell these foamers because people would see the video and see these amazing streams of foam, right? This nice, thick, creamy stuff.
We're not doing anything fancy when we make those videos. That's literally just Anthony mixes it up, and then we go film as he sprays it. That's it.
So I would use them, and we'd sell them. People would tell me the same exact complaint. Hey, my sprayer doesn't spray like yours does. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Blah 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 blah.
We have a whole video with Matt Mormon in his house garage doing
They would
this.
send me back the sprayer. So they'd send the sprayers back to the rag company and say, "I sent you my exact sprayer. I need you to tell me that it's broken."
And we made a video and sent it back to him.
Literally
unchanged his exact sprayer.
I said
and showed him it could work.
Here's the open unboxing of your sprayer that you sent back. I pull it out, I look at it, I say, okay, you still have a little bit of product in here, I'm going to clean it out. I cleaned it out, I filled the thing up with water mixed with just a little bit of, Brake Buster, whatever the heck I was using. I mix it up with my little spoon, I put it on, I say, walk outside with me, all in the same video. We walk out to it
Continuous.
Outside.
This was like a live stream, but it wasn't a live stream. We made it private because this is just for this one person.
Yeah.
Which, that's customer service, dude.
I pumped, it was kind of
it was also kind of a
slightly passive aggressive, but I pumped it up and it sprayed out the most beautiful foam you would ever see. And I said, "Hey, man!"
So nobody can call BS on that.
I said,
we literally took it right out of the box that he sent it to us in, and we did it.
Well, and then I've had a lot of people admit that they're like, "Okay, I don't understand dilution, and I was doing this completely wrong," and they're eyeballing 5 to 1, 10 to 1.
I would. And I probably screwed up and go.
And they were getting really upset, and I totally get that as well. But that's why you need to, watch a couple of our videos. So I do an IK sprayer cleaning video on the Rag Company podcast channel, or the Rag Company FAQ channel.
The full teardown.
Full teardown. I show you how to clean it. It's a really useful video. And then also, if you want to sit around for 30 minutes, you can watch the video I did with Matt Mormon teaching him how to use the IK sprayers.
30 minutes is your teardown video. You know how long the Matt Mormon Obsessed Garage video is?
45 minutes?
It's an hour long.
Oh, it's an hour. Well, hey, sit back, relax, enjoy.
It's Obsessed Garage. Yeah. I sat there holding the camera, filming you guys as you went. I love that video. I realize it makes some people uncomfortable because they're not used to seeing like anybody give Matt pushback. But you were challenging him on what his expectations were and just coming to the realization that, you were expecting it to act like a foam cannon, and it's not that. Yeah. And it was just being realistic about how you use it. And granted, those are the older sprayers. Now the stuff's improved, so things can only get better. But it's very interesting just to get a look at the inner workings if you're into that kind of stuff. I'm a big nerd for that, so I push it to everybody I can to say, watch that video. It's on Obsessed Garage channel, if you just look back. TRC, IK Sprayers, Obsessed Garage. Just search that in YouTube. It'll come up.
Yeah. So Tyler says, thanks, guys. I picked up some drying towels and rags to riches. Dane, you might want to populate this one. In the hot TRC nights sale, and wanted to make sure I get the best out of them. Thanks for the tip. No problem. And then Stilly says, all over and been this way, new out of the box, using tips that came in them. Yeah, so Andy, I'm telling you, man, I'm almost 98% sure it's a dilution situation. And so if you fine-tune the dilution, there's several videos of me showing you dilutions and how to do that.
People
on
always forget to leave enough room for air properly, too, in there. Yeah, they improve. The more you use the product, the better it gets in a lot of cases. So once it has some room to breathe, it really improves things.
Then also some people will put, like we had a guy that was trying to foam Diablo wheel gel.
Oh my God.
Chemical guys. He poured the full Diablo wheel gel into the thing.
Why is it
with
foaming?
No water?
There's no water in there, dude.
And he was pumping it up, and he was like trying to spray this wheel gel, and he's like, "This thing's a piece of trash.
It sucks.
It doesn't foam anything." I said, "What are you doing?" He's
you
like,
guys are liars and trash.
Tells me he's putting gel in there, and I say, "Okay, well, what was your dilution with the water?" Well, I didn't put any stupid water because why would I need water?
I don't want to dilute it. The product should work.
And he had that gel that was lodged all the way inside of his sprayer. It clogged every single air hole on the inside of the sprayer in the mechanism. It clogged up his filter. It was basically like a broken sprayer because he just went straight product with it. But that was hilarious.
Yeah, no, definitely more customer service calls on that kind of stuff then.
Jacob Terry says, what detailing related TikToks do you find most interesting?
Like a particular style or a trend, something like that. I enjoy when somebody has they think they've figured out like a detail hack, and sometimes they have, and they manage to condense it in a short little period. It's something where it's all worked up. I enjoy those kinds of things, but more often than not, I find somebody says it's a detail hack, and then I watch it and I go, well, you should have just been doing that anyway. I don't understand how this is hidden knowledge, but everybody learns at their own pace, so maybe it is hidden knowledge to somebody.
Yeah, I'm not on detail talk. My
Jamie the cleaner keeps me up to date.
My TikTok feed is not detailing.
Oh, okay.
It's mostly
I don't go on TikTok at all unless somebody sends me a TikTok to check it out.
Dad jokes.
I love that one when they walk into the restaurant. Man, they'll let anybody in here.
Yeah.
Oh!
It's a bunch of bad dad jokes and a bunch of other random things. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really seen many detailing trends or anything lately. Which you would think I would, being the marketing manager here. I gave Jimmy the TikTok account. I said, take it. Free me of this prison.
You run Insta, Jimmy runs TikTok, everybody's happy. I did see him fill up the back of a Rivian R1T, the pickup bed. Opened up the bottom, filled it up with water, and then just took off as fast as I couldn't watch all the water pour out. For some reason, I was on a detail. Water. Okay, oh my God, I'm starting to talk like Chris. What's up, guys?
Soapy water. Soapy water. All over, been this way, new out of the box. Okay, and then we have R2C says, I'm in the market for my first DA polisher. Congratulations. Any recommendations for a person that isn't using this in industry, but just a simple personal detail tool?
He got his first DA polisher. He just wants to have some tips where it's just somebody using it for themselves.
Dude, I mean, really, it's going to be like any other tool that you're going to buy for your garage or working on cars or around the house. I try to tell people, hope, if you can buy it once and buy it right, so buying, getting yourself into a Rupes or a Flex. Heck, even the Milwaukee tools are great now. There's some really good stuff out there. But at the same time, if you're new and learning, then there's other affordable tools out there that can get you started. It really depends on your commitment to this, how often you think you might be using it, if you're wanting to work on other people's cars. So, for example, I think the Rupes would be one of the best you could buy, obviously, but it's something that's going to be more expensive, so it'd be worth it to try to maybe detail an extra car on the side to pay for the cost of the polisher. And that way, now you have the polisher at just the cost of doing a job on the side, and now you have this really nice tool to last you years and years. Whereas, if you want to spend less money, you can go start from the basics of a Porter Cable 7424, $120. Get yourself a nice starter polisher that can technically do a little bit of everything, but doesn't necessarily break the bank. And if you decide to never polish anything again, you've only lost $120 versus 400 and something from a Rupes. And then there's obviously middle ground prices, but Flex and Rupes are roughly around the same price point. So, hopefully it helps. Simon Birch says, personally, I'd take a look at the Rupes Duetto or one of the Rupes LHR 15 versions. Maybe you're able to find a deal on one. So
most people don't need a 21. A 15 is great.
21, I would say almost never. 15 is amazing. The Duetto is also amazing. However, I think that the Duetto, as useful as of a tool as that is,
just use a 15 instead.
The 15 offers so much more, and it's only like $150 more. I think than the Duetto.
If you're doing even an occasional job, you should be able to pay for it fairly quickly.
Yeah, but the Duetto is great. It's a great finishing tool.
Yeah.
I mean, that with a nice fine foam pad, because of the shorter throw, it's a 12 millimeter throw versus a 15. I find that it finishes out amazing. It looks so good, and with a fine pad, that thing's an absolute beast. It's great for one steps as well. But the ergonomics of the Duetto are nowhere near as good as the LHR 15.
That's the big difference there. All right, Simon.
Simon says, I know they ain't necessarily cheap, but man, I would never trade mine for a cheaper model.
Yep.
There you go.
Spoken like somebody who knows.
Thanks, Simon. And then Simon says, I bought a Torque 10FX or whatever it's called from Chemical Guys, and I totally regret spending money on it. I managed to sell it without a huge loss. That's good. And then I understand it's not for everyone to spend upwards of $600 on a polisher, but those vibrations and lack of power annoy the heck out of me.
The reason you want to not deal with all the vibrations and stuff, even if you're wearing anti-vibration gloves, a cheaper one is still going to be, buzzing your hands quite a bit. When you're doing that every day and you're in a shop environment, obviously that's not something you want to subject yourself to. But if you're an individual doing their own thing in the garage, I get it. If you're feeling like you're not going to use it that often, you can achieve similar results using a cheaper polisher if that's really up to you. But you're just going to beat yourself up and be kind of annoyed with it a lot of the time. It's really a matter of convenience and like the luxury of not having to think about the wear and tear on your body.
Yeah. Simon says right here, the Rupes LHR 15 Mark III is $435 for just the machine on the TRC's website. Sounds like a fair deal to me.
That is a fair deal. That's a very fair deal.
Really, the LHR 15, I mean, again, at that, at about $435.
What's the Xbox cost again?
Xbox costs like
Series
over $500. But what's nice about the Rupes is that if anybody watching this, right, has considered buying a 15, especially a Mark III, which has the variable speed on it, it's got a great amount of power, it's got the nice new ergonomics on the grips and everything like that. Yeah, the LHR 15 Mark III came out 3 years ago, right? Gosh, it's been 3 years. That's crazy.
I remember when we shot that video.
Came out 3 years ago.
Introducing it.
However, it's still just an absolute beast. And
it's every bit as good as the day it originally came out.
You could buy that machine, go take on a $800 job. Maybe go do a two-step coating or do a two-step polish and a wax, a seal, and a coating, whatever you want to do. Charge $800. You'll pay for half of that machine right there, and then at that point, every time you use it, it's free, and you have a big piece of the puzzle of detailing paid for for paint correction and for polishing. And you'd be surprised. You could pretty much polish almost everything with a 15. You can't fit the pad everywhere, but I mean, I've seen Levi put that machine places it shouldn't be. And I say, don't do that.
He's kind of a magician with it, and you're like, I swear to God, that edge gets even just a millimeter closer to where it could be touching, it's game over.
I've seen him do crazy stuff with the 21. He's taking the 21 and shoved that into place. And I said, hey, dude, that's too big to put that there. And he
didn't listen.
He didn't listen,
He
man.
didn't listen.
Mike C. says, does anyone know when the worldwide drought is supposed to end? Will it take an act of God to give us more rain? Water restrictions may be coming.
Be prepared for water restrictions. They could happen, anywhere around the world. It's just as likely it happens in a place that you never thought it could happen. So getting into the rinseless wash game, stuff like that, not a bad skill to learn. You really think people who have been hesitant to approach that subject and take it on, seriously, try it. Just try it.
Yeah. Well, in all things considered, washing a clean car is not as valuable. Technically, I'd rather have dead grass and a clean car.
There you go.
That's me personally. However, I do love my grass.
I would just go rockscaping. Buy grass.
Yeah. AstroTurf.
AstroTurf would be great. Put a pink flamingo on the lawn, the whole 9 yards. Maybe get a cheap awning.
No, if I in my front yard, if I AstroTurf my whole front lawn, or in my backyard, I don't even golf, but I put like a little putting hole in there.
See, my dream is just more of a Japanese Zen garden kind of situation. That's the dream.
Then moving the massage chair into the Zen garden.
You got a little bamboo pipe over here going dunk,
yeah,
dunk, and just some water flowing, some pebbles, little bamboo stalks here and there.
And you'd be streaming from the.
I'm literally streaming while sitting next to a stream in the.
Yeah. Okay. As you're raking, your sand from
therapeutically
in the massage chair.
Totally zen, just raking.
I'm like, Dane, you can get out of the chair for that. You're like, why would I do that? I do all my best work sitting down.
Sorry, guys. Man wants what he wants.
Dino says, just got the email. My new Rupes LHR 19E is on nearby distributor. Is my nearby distributor. Is at my near. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Heck yeah, man. So that'll be fun. That'll be a good time. And then what is your go-to one-step correction compound? One step is going to be Uno Protect.
Yes.
Probably by Koshikemi One Cut and Finish. I really like. If that's a true one-step. But if you're looking for a compound with a heavy amount of cut with a great finishing, the Last Cut compound is still my favorite.
All right. Daytona.
Secret Coating Theory. Ammo NYC Reflex Pro.
That's a fun
coating.
theory.
That's a theory.
It's a wrong theory, but it's a fun theory.
Well, yeah, it's wrong, but...
You're wrong, but you try.
Guys, how much did Rupa's machines go up in price for 2022? In the EU, it went from $385 to $450. I have no idea. I don't know. I honestly
checked.
We only started carrying the Rupa's machines just within this last half of a year.
Yeah, very recently.
I don't know. I don't know if their pricing had already increased by the time we started carrying them or what it was, but still at 400 and change. I'd still buy it all day long. Yeah. If my 15 broke today, I'd buy another one tomorrow.
Oh, because it's not worth it getting something cheaper after you've discovered how nice it is to use.
Well, actually, technically, if mine broke today, I would send it back to Rupes USA, have it fixed for $100, have it shipped back to me, and then borrow something from here.
But when they fix it, it's like having a brand new polisher.
Yeah, dude,
they do everything.
Everything. It's so nice.
Yeah.
It's a great deal. Tyler says, thanks, guys. And then we have Hans Close, and it says, that coating has some scary put into also.
Some scary put into it also.
Oh.
Abend.
Joey Belinsky says, my IK sprayer head broke the other day with the iron remover in it and sprayed me in the face. I smelled pretty bad in the rest of that detail. Yeah, I don't like to foam the iron remover in the IK sprayer. I hope that's what it was.
It didn't get in your eyes or your nose or anywhere there's a membrane or something, because that's not good to have in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Fletch says, "Yep, I understand not carrying the IK parts. I'd used these for several years in a pro setting and honestly never needed parts for them until Mother Nature stepped up in rock solid sprayers. Yeah.
Thanks, Fletch. I mean, everybody has their own experiences, but yours is by no means uncommon. Like, for all the complaints that are out there, there's a ton of people who are happy and they're working great for them. So.
Yeah, I mean, I see some guys that are still beating on, like Chromatic, for example. Dude, that sprayer that he's had it for years, man. He's still up and runs.
Yeah.
Stefan says you're probably meant Titan's alien magic coating with graphene.
God, these names are just getting out of control.
Ron A. Yote says, hello, Dane and Anthony. A yacht, a yote.
Hey. We got a bunch of little dancing. And Taylor.
Hey, guys. In UK, it's getting late now, so I'll be off. Have a good one evening. Bye. Thank you, Taylor.
Thanks for your questions, Taylor. We enjoyed them.
And Dino says, so to clear that KCX things, 20 or 30 mil in foam cannon is meant for like IK Foam Pro 12 or some foaming system like on self-service car washes. They also say 100 to 1 or 200 to 1. That's in foam cannon.
Okay. Followed by...
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Like in pressure washer on exit. So when it comes out, it is 100 to 1. Yeah, that's where I... Honestly, I'm telling you right now, like 50 mil of Green Star to 100 to 200 mil of soap is fine. Totally fine and dandy. I mean, we've never had an issue with it.
You use it a lot.
Yeah, we use it quite a bit around here. I mean, we use it quite a bit.
Absolutely.
We use it quite a bit, and then until somebody says, hey, do you just want to use active foam or super foam? And I say, yeah, because it smells really good, and we'll probably just do that.
Yeah.
When we put active foam in our floor cleaner,
it
smells like a nightclub inside there. We turn off all the lights. Everybody starts dancing. There's like a random European man in the corner smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, you can't do that inside here.
Woo! Yeah. Hey, look at that.
David Guetta, when did you get here? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Madster.
Thank you.
Kind. It's Thursday, Mudda Duckas.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Madster.
Tyler says, since my favorite towel has been discontinued.
Oh, God.
It's a great way to start. What's the closest to it for replacement? Edgeless 365? Yes, that's the closest thing. I'm sorry. We are all very upset about it.
Tyler, that's either a 56 or a 55 in your picture. Which is it?
Don't put that up there. Oh my God,
He's just asking if it can make the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
I know, but
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's Nate because Nate has that as his backdrop on his computer.
I don't think that's his name though. Demo says, "I love using the black sponge for rinseless. Wash seems to be a lot quicker for me. Yeah, it's very fast and very efficient."
Sam Squatch.
Go for it, Dane.
All right.
Give my voice a break.
Really depends on your preference. There's no right way, of course. Myself, the UBS works for me. I have big hands, because you're a Sam Squatch, and it's two-sided and pulls in dirt amazingly. You can't go wrong with either. Yeah, that's back to the old Wash Media question. So, yeah, I mean, if I had to pick, I'd say I like the Ultra Black Sponge over everything else.
Okay.
Just versatile.
Ron says, I've used both the sponge and the wash mitts when doing rinseless. Depends on how dirty the vehicle is. Very true.
Yeah.
G. Davis says, congratulations to Dane on trademarking the name Tightly Nipped for his cat in a bag delivery service.
Oh,
wow.
That is... G, you wait right until the end to just start popping off.
You could also switch it towards Nightly Tipped.
You make your money somehow, right? Okay, Lloyd, save us.
Says, hey, y'all, when I wash my towels, I'll do R2R white vinegar in the pre-wash, white vinegar in the bleach cup, and R2R in the main cup. And unlike Sex Panther, it works 100% of the time, all the time. That's, Lloyd, it's not bad.
Good track record.
I'll still throw in vinegar every once in a while with R2R just in case, I don't know, just in case there's some stuff is extra dirty. R2R it doesn't need vinegar.
No, it's perfectly good on its own.
Vinegar in itself does have its own characteristics that break down certain types of grime. Tom Kirby says, I've always used a sponge, BRS or UBS now, but none is better, just different in techniques for each. True.
Yeah, personal preference.
Dino says, yes, CSU is a beast. And if you don't have experience, it's easy to leave a high spot and do something wrong. Then only thing you can do is sand that down.
Yeah.
You can sand it or you can polish off. I can polish off CSU.
You just need a strong enough compound.
And pad. Yep.
All right.
Oh, Anthony.
Steven.
Joker tattooed in Yorkshire, accented car cleaning guru, has Kranzled jet washer and doesn't do O&R rinseless as far as I know, so he would pre-wash. Yeah, I don't even know what the heck you're talking about, but
that's a sentence, right?
The car
there.
cleaning guru, he actually has a video on O&R from I think like 5 years ago. He used the O&R wash and wax, right? And the thing is like the wash turned out great. It all looked good. I mean, he did a good job making the video, but at the very end, he's like, it just felt weird and wasn't right.
You're like, well, that's okay.
But that's how they all think over there in the UK. I'm telling you,
there's a bias, there's a predisposition to not like it, even if you are kind of like it. You know what though? John Deluge on Forensic Detailing Channel. Remember his old O&R video?
Yeah. No, it's a great video. But there's a lot of haters over there for rinseless. I mean, even Jack from Star Claus.
Oh yeah, we had to convince him.
I'm like, hey man, dude, you got to try it. He's like, I tried it. And he's like,
I just don't like the idea of it.
He's like, I don't like the idea of it. It just feels weird. I said, dude, it's so science based. It's insane. And he goes, yeah, that's cool,
but it's legit safer.
But I mean, it is
legit.
Technically, science-wise, it should be safer.
Seven here, though. It sounds like he's describing a detailing version of like a Love Island contestant.
Oh, I like that. Simon Birch says bought 5 times purple pearl.
Hey,
5 10 packs of pearl purple, 1 12-pack of the pearl, and the last one of the that's a lot of pearls. And then Tom Kirby says,
saying, you got to get the pearls.
One key feature is the warranty program. By either the vendor or the third party, and those are from the certified detailer or installer. So correct.
Back to the certification
Tom Kirby brings up a great point. The certification will open up the ability to start warranting the work. However, the warranty stuff is always done via third party, so it's strange because the warranty stuff is not necessarily always handled by the actual company, but a outsourced warranty company that handles that. So the installer technically wouldn't go straight to the main company. They would go through the third-party warranty service. So it gets really convoluted. I understand why the warranty exists. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think that's things where it start getting a little messy around that kind of stuff.
I feel that.
Made it to your stream last night, Dane.
Hey.
Love the vibes. Definitely going to stop by again.
Were you Mod Hatter? Was that you? I was trying to figure out because I was like, that's
There's
somebody
only
new.
3 people watching.
Familiar. There were 14 people watching. I'm working on it. I'm building it up.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
No, that was later. But earlier in the night, he was watching.
Stream.
We were watching some like Uncle Roger videos and stuff. It was fun. So like anybody who's interested, and a little self promotion. But yeah, just look up like my same as my Instagram handle is also my Twitch channel. So there you go. All right, moving on. We got Jesse. Thank you, though, Master.
Jesse says, hey, hope you guys are all having a great day. Just got back from a trip to Bend, Oregon, and have a genocide of grasshoppers on my truck, but it is too hot. Jesse, spray those off. Go spray them down, clean them off as fast as you can. It's not worth it. Those grasshoppers, they eat a bunch of stuff, and their guts can be very acidic.
Them guts is nasty.
Bug etchings are a thing. Also asking for a friend, how does one become a team member of the Rag Company? Or where can someone reach out to find more info? That's a great question, Jesse.
Where could they go?
Email Jimmy at the Rag Company.
No. Literally, you can...
So we do hire quite a bit, and when we do post jobs, usually for packing, logistics, shipping, anything like that, it's usually going to be on Indeed. I know we use Indeed a lot. But I mean, if there's anything that you're particularly interested in doing, it doesn't ever hurt to throw us a resume, and you can usually email a resume to John, John, at theragcompany.com with giving a little bit of information about yourself and what you're looking for, and he usually saves that, flags it, and saves it in an email for when we might be looking for that in the future.
And I would recommend to double up on it, since we know you are a local person. You can stop by and have like actual cover sheet or something on you or something like that to also just hand off to John, ask if he's around or something, and combine that with the email so you make the impression. So little bit extra, influence there.
You never know, man. And then, all right, so Dino says, I don't know how is it in U.S., but in EU, your certification is being renewed every 2 years, and you need to spend by this much and this much to stay on that program, and some other things. Yes, same thing. Yeah. Same thing here. G. Davis says the Modesto Swim and Equestrian Club will confirm that Anthony has tainted a large collection of towels, number 69 and 20.
6920 blend. Whoa, Jesus. Thank you, G.
Oh, man.
Dino, that if you get it still or no. I'm not. Okay, that feels connected to something that I'm not processing
Happy Friday
right
Eve,
now.
Dane Anthony. Thank you, Mean Bee. We appreciate it, man. Hope all is
Thank
well. I've been looking for a new video from you, man.
Yeah.
You were pretty consistent for a long time there. I just like your videos, and so I
Yeah.
want to see you upload more. So
Do it again.
Don't give up, man. We like
No.
your YouTube video stuff. So Sam Squatch says, I'm not looking to put down any company. I still use my IK, but I did get a Marlex recently, and I am noticing more spray time. I also gave 1,000% give us the multi-pro with the Schrader valve. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. And then thank you for your kind words. Also, I've gotten into your podcast from you, Dane. Big
I think
fan.
it means the streams, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Dane, you're going to get famous.
Aw.
I'm telling you. You're going to get famous, man.
Just be yourself, kids. Follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Okay.
The KCX colored foam is $50 for 1 liter. Yeah, which is not bad. I mean, you're basically buying. I think it's like their colored foam is soap,
Yeah.
or is it? I believe it is soap. I don't know if it's just dye.
Well, it shouldn't just be
No, I
dye.
don't
That
think
doesn't
it is
make
just
sense.
dye. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I believe it is foam. I think it's
For a
literally
liter at
just
that
foam.
price, it better be soap.
So, and I don't know what kind of soap it is, but yeah, I hope it's scented, but I don't know. I've sprayed PNS Iron Buster and topped with a snow foam and watched it turn pink. Yeah.
Well, that's more of a byproduct of the products playing together, but yeah.
So KCX has scents that you can add to your soap or just spray in your car and that. So yes, KCX does have that stuff. It's all in car wash sizes. So that a whole idea of saying about having to be able to scent your own soap and all that, it would be consumer grade, right? It would literally be like small sizes with already pre-measured bits that you could make your own stuff on the fly. But KCX does have their sandalwood scent, for example. They have
so
apple,
good.
they have cherry, they have a bunch of scents that you can buy from them, but it's all larger stuff that you would use in a car, in like a tunnel
car wash setting.
It's a big thing. So I've always told them if they were to just shrink that down,
Condense it.
it could be really fun for everybody else. Hey Anthony, I know you recommended the Husky Vitplin 401 a while back for my good starter bike, but I didn't want to deal with the Duke 390 engine and the maintenance that comes with it. I've decided on the Royal Enfield Continental
Royal Enfield.
GT650 instead. I'll be getting one around early October, so excited.
Congrats, Yoshi.
Dude, yeah, so the 401, it's not a bad motor. Josh actually, Josh Brodel, who works here now, when he was over at Carl's and we did a bunch of work with the KTM bikes there. He said the 401 is really not that bad. Yeah, any of those, Austrian bikes are going to come a little bit more maintenance, just like any other European bike. But the Royal Enfields are great. I think that the price point of the Royal Enfields are really hard to beat, especially since the quality is still pretty dang good. They're good-looking bikes. And
Well, how often, at least stateside, do you hear people saying, like, oh, come check out my Royal Enfield? Like, I'm not saying that as a dig. I'm saying that's cool because it makes you unique.
It makes you unique, but they've always been considered a cheaper, not performance-oriented bike. But the quality has still always been great on them. And I think that they're beautiful, and I think that for the people that are into that kind of style, I mean, it's great. So they can have the cafe racer vibes. They can kind of have the hipster. There's some hipsters. There's a lot of hipsters that ride them. Because
I'm not judging the aesthetic.
I'm not judging.
The
I'm not
aesthetic
judging.
is solid.
The aesthetic
it looks
is great.
good.
So I mean,
You ride a Scrambler, so you know.
So Unit Garage, I believe, does a lot of stuff for Royal Enfield, and then DK Designs also does a bunch of stuff for your Royal Enfield parts and things like that. Check them out because they're sweet. I mean, like I said, I love cafe racers. I love classic bikes like that. I'm glad that you got a 650 because a lot of the other bikes are a lot substantially slower. But I think that that'd be a great bike to rip around on. Brandon says, "Hey guys, keep up the good work. You guys are my favorite to watch." Thank you, Brandon. What a nice compliment.
Thank you. We have so many nice people in here today. Seriously, thank you guys. And I'm going to ask you right now before we move on to the next question, because you're nice, I'm going to take advantage of your niceness. I'm going to ask you, please click like on this video. If you haven't done it already, it really
This is
helps
how
us
you
out.
scare people
and
off.
that is how you show your appreciation.
No,
is
that's
by
how he's
clicking
never going
like.
to come back again because you're asking too much of him.
I'm
You're
just
gonna
asking
stress
somebody to
him
click
out.
one button.
Relax.
Click it.
Enjoy the show and come back next week. That's what I'm asking.
That's the thing I ask at the end of the show.
No,
but right now,
Dane, you're
I
making
want
him
you to
do
like
things.
reframe what you know, and just click that like button.
So-
if you're not subscribed, click subscribe, and now we can move on with our business.
Dane, here's the reality. We have 13 minutes left of the show.
I'm aware.
We're 41 minutes behind.
We're only one page behind, though.
Oh,
So
okay,
we're
that's
actually
good.
very close.
Okay. Mean Bee says, Anthony, your idea about the car wash soap is pure genius. Thank you very much. I would love to see you guys be able to run with that idea. I agree. That would be amazing. And then what are some cool garage accessories to add to your shop garage? I think that adding an air compressor with a 100-foot air hose is amazing. I think that using having a CR spotless system for car washing with a wall-mounted pressure washer is
If
also
you're serious
amazing.
about washing your car at home.
I think that having an above garage city where you house the family of a New Zealander and
Our Kiwi friends.
Kiwi friends. No, yeah, dude, air is great. I think that filtered water is great. I think that tool benches are great. I think that lighting is amazing. There's so much stuff you can
Lighting
throw
gets
in.
attention when you see people posting stuff, but it does. It makes a big difference. But strategic lighting, if you can't afford to throw a ton in there, pick the right angles to make sure you're getting the most out of your car in your space. That goes a long way.
G. Davis says another of Anthony's brainstorms was to create an incredibly slippery rub for cooking that left you and your meat silky smooth. Sirloin lubing.
Okay.
Ivan says, sorry guys, I had to step away. My wife called and I had to answer, or else I'd be sleeping on the couch tonight. What did I miss?
Oh, boy.
Missed a little bit of everything.
But it's okay. You can totally go back to where you had to leave. Just pop back in the stream, watch the rest. It's worth it. Promise.
Sam Squatch says, TRC has phenomenal customer service. Thank you very much, man. Phenomenal staff. And the fact that each towel is hand expected is a testament alone to your success. Thank you, man. We appreciate that. Tom Kirby says, TRC viewers, remember to hit the like button today.
Hey, Kirby, my man.
And then Yo Hurl has a major change in hours. That explains it. Major bummer in regard to the show. I love it live.
We do too.
Yo Hurl, we get it. And for
It's
that
a
reason,
bummer.
we'll be changing the live to your schedule.
What?
I'm just kidding. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I wish.
We can't rock the boat that much. Speaking of rock the boat, you can find Anthony and I on the high seas on some late night streams, so maybe that works out better for you.
Yeah. Philip Pearson says, I'm a UBS guy, but do you use a towel on the regular? Use a towel on the rear. What did I get? Regular on the rear valence, exhaust tips, and any especially dirty areas.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then Graham says, have you guys seen Top Gear's episode showing the Rivian electric pickup
The
in
R1T.
drag racing a V10 Viper? I have not. No.
I've not seen that specific video, but there's a great video Jason Camisa did where he does Jason Camisa's ultimate drag race thing, and it's the Rivian R1T versus the Dodge TRX and the Ford Raptor. And then eventually they realize the Raptor is so far behind that they take the Rivian and they put a GMC Cyclone, on a trailer behind it.
Yeah.
And they tow that, and the Rivian still beats the Raptor while towing the trailer with the truck on it. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, those R1Ts are crazy.
Paul
And awesome.
Allen says, hey guys, did you ever buy a car-related product / tool thinking it would be great but barely or never used it? What was it?
Have a car-related product
you
tool
bought
think
an
it
air
would be
compressor
great.
that you never use. Well, maybe use it sometimes.
No, I barely use it. Also, my pressure washer, barely use that.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember, guys, like out of the three of us, Levi, just imagine he's here. These guys detail far more regularly than I do. I barely. If I can avoid it, I do. I just happen to pick up all this knowledge through osmosis, hanging around these guys and hanging with you guys. But when it comes to actually doing it myself, I'll admit I'm much more limited with that. I only know it because when I'm filming and I can see the results of what these guys are doing, I can see the struggles, I can see the positive stuff. So I understand it fairly well inside now. It's just a matter of not having my hands on the panel doing the work. That's what it is.
God, what's a cool... Honestly, man, I'm going to say that everything I have in my garage is something that I use.
You do.
Like, I have an electric torque wrench, which I was going to say that, but that's not true because I use it all the time.
Yeah.
My nut-busting torque from my Milwaukee, half-inch
fuel
impact.
Fuel impact is so.
I don't use it every day, but holy crap, when I use it, it's the best thing in the world.
But seriously, it's the first thing you reach for when you're like, I have to remove something that's going to be a pain. Not going to be a pain.
We'll say
with
there's
this.
nothing that's not used in my garage. Everything is used. Jack stands, jacks, pressure washer, air, compressed air, all sorts of stands for the motorcycles are used. all my tools are. I like literally use everything in my garage.
I think I bought some like gym mat flooring that I was gonna put into like the corner of my garage and like build out a little space with a rolling cart on it. I bought the tiles like 4 months ago and they're still sitting there in the corner. I haven't assembled it.
Saddens me, Dane.
Yeah.
No, I use everything I have. I can honestly say I use everything I have. So that's good. Which I never really thought about that. Bone Breaker says, can PNS Brake Buster clean the wheels and avoid rust on brake? You're always going to get some form of rust on something. There is a couple products out there that you can spray on them to avoid that. It just doesn't bother me. You guys have to understand, you guys have a fresh metal surface every single time you clean your car with those rotors, and that rust is instant surface rust that can literally be removed by reversing for 5 seconds and then hitting your brakes.
I don't necessarily judge a car for having surface rust on the brakes because chances are it's very recent and it's very temporary.
Yeah. I mean, if it makes you feel better, guys are down in Monterey Car Week, right? Cleaning cars on the fly, on the damn, like, on the runway. They're there in the hangars.
On a lawn.
They're on the lawn. And they're cleaning the wheels and tires, and they're cleaning the brakes and all of that. They're not even touching. I mean, they're those rotors are rusting over with literally just pure water, whatever the heck they're putting on them.
Yeah.
And the owners don't care. The judges don't care. It just, I mean, we care more because as enthusiasts. I mean, yes, if it was a concourse level, judging, yeah, they're probably going to care. But for the most part, for a show and shine like that, nobody even notices. Half the cars there have carbon ceramics, but the other half are just traditional.
Well, some are ancient drums and stuff.
Soapy water is my favorite. MG. And then mostly use the IKs for APC. And one in Brake Buster and the other both are at 4. Oh my gosh, 10-1. Yeah, Andy, it's too strong, man. It's too strong. Holy smokes.
Oof. Now we're on to page 1.
Simon says Rupes, and then Me and Bees says Bone Breaker, your Brake Buster can and does do both very well. And then Jimmy Moto says, showed up late today. My first prize arrives tomorrow. I'm so excited for the unexpected deliveries. UPS notifications spoiled the delivery, though. Thanks again for doing the charity contest. Awesome.
And thank you for donating, because all that stuff goes to the charity. So that was really cool. And congrats.
Okay. And then we have Tom Kirby that says, choosing a first DA for personal use, cheapest is Harbor Freight, then Porter Cable, or best for the money is the Griot's Garage G9. Griot's Garage is G9.
I know a lot of people like the G9 too.
It's not a bad machine. Yeah. The Midwest is full of water. We good. And then
feel free to share.
G. Davis says the Xbox cost is inconsequential. Yeah. When Dane calls you collect from Walmart.
Talk about an inside joke.
He bought the last one available.
For those who don't know, there was a time when Anthony gave me a hot tip that he heard from somebody. There was actually some Xbox Series X's available at a local Walmart. This is back when it was like impossible to find. They're still kind of impossible to find. But yeah,
this was when it was super, like it had just come out.
And all I could think was, I know you're a PlayStation guy, so you convinced me. You told me, you're like, I'm only interested in getting a PS. I just want to get a PlayStation.
I said, Dane, if there's a second Xbox there, I'd really like it. And you said, okay, cool. And then you called me and said, hey, they had the Xbox, but they only had one, so I bought it for myself. And I said, wait, you bought it?
I look out for my friends, but man, if you're a PlayStation guy, I was going to allow you to commit to that, be true to your nature. And then you went and got a Series X anyway.
Yeah, I did. A year later.
And now we're pirates, so that's great. All right. R2C, I was wanting a bit nicer than Harbor Freight. Was possibly thinking Ryobi at first, but definitely reconsidering now with all the information from everyone. Thank you all. Think on it. Watch some videos of people demoing stuff. It's always a good way to go. But yeah, if you got more questions, let us know.
Still, he says, thank you, Anthony. You rock. I'm sure you're right about my dilutions. I will watch the video y'all mentioned. Right on, dude.
It's quality.
Trust me, it'll be life-changing.
Yeah.
Dane Zen Garden is a geisha girl in massage chair lawsuit waiting to happen.
Oh, okay. It's Geisha Girl, by the way. Happy Thursday. Late to the show, but hope y'all have a great weekend. Thank you, Randy Ricochet. Yeah, I know that's not your last name, but we just like saying it that way. Thank you. And Matt Starr, yes, confirming he's Mod Hatter. All right, so now I know. Graham, Forensic Detailing have done an updated video with O&R against N914. Wasn't overly impressed with John's application method, and he plumped for N914. Got it. We still feel stronger about O&R. That's just our own personal preference.
Yeah, I think that people are
wrong.
Anyways,
I know.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. No, because all my answers,
People have strong
all my opinions are going to change here eventually because nothing. Also, Aaron said to stop messing with your ear, Anthony.
Oh. We are right near the top now.
Also, Aaron said to stop messing with my ear.
Apparently you were like fidgeting with it or something. I don't know. Anyway, Mean Bee 392. Thank you, Anthony and Dane. Uploads coming soon, Sunday, on a product that is from the company on your shirt, Anthony. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, right on,
look
dude.
forward to it.
Awesome. We'll look out for it, man. The Car Boutique says, loving your work. Just got in from work. So glad I didn't miss the show. Much respect from the Car Boutique Detailing Review Group.
Thank you.
Thanks,
the Car
man.
Boutique.
Tom Kirby says, in the video for the PNS Off-Road Series, I think at the end they show a big and looks like to be a TRC crew. Who is it? Where was it shot? They have to show
A rig?
A rig.
Is he talking about
John's
the UTV?
Yeah, John's UTV.
Yeah.
That's John Green's Razor. Yeah, that's it. That's his, yeah.
Unless he's talking about that shot with the PNS guys where it was taken outside and it was at the
I don't think it's that one.
No?
Okay. I have no idea.
There was a shot that I remember.
Says Luke
that was just taken
Berge,
outside, by the way, if that's what you're thinking of.
Luke Berge has plans to convert Anthony's attic space into a brothel and front-end alignment training center.
Oh, no. Car Boutique.
God, loving the show. Much love from the UK Top Show. Thanks, man.
Oh, thank you.
And then Dane is a sponge absorbing detailing knowledge. Very true.
I won't argue with that. Is it perfect? No, but do I do my best? Yes.
Anthony, on a 1 to 10 scale, which nut-busting torque would you bring to a first date?
And G's just firing off with all cylinders now.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, depends. Depends how long it's been used, right?
They say don't come on too strong.
Yeah.
All right.
Literally.
I wasn't saying it.
You did say it.
I was saying it without saying it. All right. Since you were product brainstorming tonight, we need some kind of wheel brush attachment which would prevent splashback of a liquid onto the face while brushing wheel barrels. Any ideas, please?
Oh, man. I don't. I've been thinking about this for a long time.
I mean, it's like a dog collar, right? You just put on the cone of shame.
No, I've thought about this for a long time. I think I have some ideas, but I honestly, it's a bunch of. I'm gonna have to do some like weird testing and designing of things, stitching things together to see if I can come up with something. Paul Allen says, I bought the new fancy hexagon LEDs for my garage and thought it'd be super unique. After realizing every second detailing shop on Instagram is getting them, I sold them on eBay.
They literally all have
Paul, man.
We had the idea to put them in our shop back when there was like maybe one to three people doing it. We're like, that is cool. We like that. And actually we want it for practical purposes, but also it draws the eye in, right? The shapes.
Imagine American Psycho.
But then over the course of the time,
ground under the hexagon lights.
Yes, right?
Could have made for a good
the
shot.
reflection in the crimson colors, it really stands out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what's the music that's playing in the background?
Huey Lewis in the news.
Huey Lewis in the news. We have Maximum Fame 537 says, can you do a video on car washing for apartment dwellers? And also, can you wax your car without using the buffer machine? Absolutely.
We wax. We don't use a buffer with the wax really ever.
And I know that we have that in the plans. But yes, you can wax by hand without having to use a buffer 100%. Graham Marshall says, here at N914 is nearly twice the price of O&R. Oh my gosh. As you know,
Whoa.
I'm using O&R. And then Sponge Dane's SquarePants. And then I bought them in 2019.
Are you ready, kids?
Nobody had them in 2019. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And then John's Razors in the Hills. Yep, correct. Yep.
That's
it, guys.
That
We're gonna
is
wrap this thing
all of it.
Stretch my back out.
Wow.
Oh, that's been fun.
It has been fun. I really enjoyed this, and thank you to all of you who tuned in. And if you're watching sometime off in the distant future, Yeah, hip to be square. That's right. Never saw it
That guy.
coming. That's right. Hey, Paul! Okay. On that note, I asked before, but yeah, please click like on this video. Gets us in front of more people. We appreciate that. We can grow this community, get more interesting questions in here. And hey, you never know. Just because you didn't ask it, you might learn something. Somebody else thought to ask something you never thought to ask. Very cool. Yep. All right. On that note, I just want to say thank you and have yourselves a wonderful weekend. We'll catch up with you next week back on the podcast. See ya.
See ya.